is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, actually. Welcome to Don Beebe Stadium on the campus of Chadron State College in Chadron, Nebraska. Jim Brooks along with the Chieftains Joe Cervi to bring you today's ball game. Caitlin Norton to be our producer and engineer the rest of this morning and then afternoon on. It is a glorious day today here in Chadron, Nebraska, Joe, and you and I both agree one of our favorite places to go on the road.
Oh, without question. Chadron, they do such a good job up here, and they appreciate the atmosphere of college football. They appreciate the atmosphere of Division II athletics. They got great people up here. Caleb Center takes care of us. Alex Helmbrick, the old SID, showed up and said hi. And, of course, Athletic Director J.R. Smith, former RMAC commissioner, a good friend of ours who's now the athletic director here at Chadron State, just making sure we get taken care of. They got IT guys come in and hook us up, and we just take care of us. But Chadron State is one of those places that, to me, is the epitome of Division II athletics. Community surrounds it. They'll be out today. It's fun. It's cozy. It's quaint, but they're good.
They are good, and we're looking forward to it. And a little side note here today, this will be the final game ever played on this turf. When the game is over Monday morning, they're going to come out with the heavy equipment. It's all parked out behind us, behind the hill. They're going to dig the old lady up and build a brand new lady here. Is a new stadium going to be ready for action next year, but it's kind of nostalgic being here for the last game ever on this turf.
Well, you think about all the great players through Chadron history and all the great Csu-Pueblo teams that have come up here through the years. It's a pretty special place.
Yeah.
And we like it because it's the quaintness of it. Our sight line, we are literally 30 yards from the field. We're only maybe 20 feet high, so we have the best sight lines in the RMAC. I mean, we don't need binoculars, we don't need glasses to read the numbers of the players. We're that close.
And it's natural turf here, natural grass. They're going to replace that next year to be field turf. And talking to JR before the game, some of the old timers not too happy about that. They want to see him, but you can just the issues with maintaining good grass these days, it's very hard. And this field turf has made it, and they've made such great advances, and it's the way to go.
Well, not only that, the coaches have to paint this field every Thursday night,
right,
before home games, and it's a big field. The Eagle at midfield goes from the 40 to the 40, and it's 4 colors. It's big. It's globs of paint. I said it's lead base for the visitors, cause harmful effects later on in life, but I'm joking. Yeah. It's just a great atmosphere, and the boys at Chadron, I have a feeling, are ready to play their final game here, and you could hear it from them. They're way more fired up than we've seen them in a long time. Csu-Pueblo's won 8 straight in this rivalry.
Right.
When you think about all the great games, the triple overtime, they're coming up here and winning the first time to break a streak, and all the great players that have come through there, you're wondering, wow, how has it been so one-sided in 8 straight? Yeah,
you'd think with the way it's gone and the competitive nature of each game, it could very easily be 4-4 or 5-3 the last 8 years, but in favor of the Thunderwolves. But the 3 games, the Thunderwolves, they find a way to win, and they find a way to especially play pretty good here. It's been kind of remarkable. They played some of their greatest games on this turf.
And some bigger scores than you would think up here. This isn't a place you think you come and beat the home team up, and they've done that a few times. I like Csu-Pueblo. They're playing for something tonight. They're playing for a Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference championship. It'll be their 6th one in 7 years if you don't count 2015. I know the players and coaches still count 2015, but the rest of the RMAC does not.
Yep.
So you six times in 7 years, and that's an RMAC championship. And if things break right the rest of the day, a chance in the playoffs.
Yeah, most of the stuff that needs to happen will happen later in the day. We'll keep track of some of the games that are happening as we're in progress today, so we'll keep you up to date on the scoreboard all afternoon long to see where things are going to shake out. But first things first, Thunderwolves need to take care of business here and find a way to win this ball game. As John Riston says, I just want to win by 1 point. And speaking of the head coach, John Riston, will come back after this timeout. We'll hear his remarks before this ball game and all what comes your way next. This is the Thunderwolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to the Thunderbolts pregame show. And joining me now, head coach John Risson. John, we've reached the end of the line here in the regular season. And I think if he told you earlier in the year, or before the season started, you had a chance, last game of the year, play for a conference title, you'd probably take that.
There's no question. You want to play for something at the end of the year. And we are playing for our 7th straight RMAC championship. And I'm looking forward to seeing our kids go out there and play fast, play pack football. And we're playing in a great environment there at Chadron State. There's a lot of history of great football, and we want to add to that.
And you couldn't think of a better place to try to finish this off than this place.
No question. As you mentioned earlier, you've heard me say this before, is that the team that I really had a lot of respect for before we started this program was Chadron. And they were really, really good with Danny Woodhead, and they had some good teams. They have had good teams. But those are the teams that I wanted our program to look like and try to play like and try to respect and go beat them. And so that's why that's a red letter game for us.
Well, people might say, look at us, well, you guys beat them every year. What's the big deal? It hasn't been easy beating them every year. I mean, you guys had to play your tails off every year to beat them. Maybe one or two that were kind of settled going into the fourth quarter, but it seems like every game goes right down to the end.
It's a battle. It's a rivalry game. It's Colorado versus Nebraska in a small college way, and I look at it and I take that as a personal challenge. And Jay Long and his staff does a great job. I have almost respect. We are friends, but we are trying to get our teams ready to go play, and I have respect for their program. They got a Pueblo kid that is doing awesome there, and he's doing a great job of being a running back, the feature running back, and he deserves all the accolades he can get, and I'm proud of what Derek's done. But, it's our team versus the Chadron team.
Well, when you look at their ball club every year, it comes down to the front offensive line and defensive line. They always seems to be strong right there, and you're in for a big time challenge. It's a special challenge for your lines.
Well, I think our their D line versus our O line is going to be the matchup. I really do. I think if they're seniors, we're seniors. They played against each other. I think they play a little faster at home. We've got work cut out for us, and so I think that they're a physical group, and they're honoring their seniors on senior day, and hopefully we can play one last regular season game together, and hopefully we can live for another one.
Well, being physical on the line, one thing, but it seems like they've got big receivers. They always have just big guys, and it makes it tough for everybody out there. Everybody's got to get hit in the mouth, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, they've always had those big receivers. They're not as big as they have been, because they were big, but they're a little more quicker. And so we got to do a great job of tackling the ball and keeping the ball in front of us. We got to do a great job of deciphering their illusions of place. What I'm saying, they try to get your eyes balanced to bounce somewhere else and take you off your keys. So we got to have great discipline with our eyes on defense, and then we got to tackle like we have been. I'm very proud of our defense. Last 3 performances, we're keeping guys under 200 yards. That's a special defense. They got to show up this Saturday.
Well, they've got this redshirt freshman quarterback. Seems like he's been improving throughout the year. He's got some decent numbers. Does throw some interceptions here and there. A lot of those are early on in the season, but he's going to be a special challenge for you as well.
He does a nice job of putting the ball up, and the receivers do a good job underneath. Last week against Black Hills, he threw a couple great fade routes that were, you don't see a young freshman quarterback do that. So our work's cut out. Again, we just got to play great defense, keep the ball in front of us, and let's play pack football and not beat ourselves.
Well, we talk about their quarterback, your quarterback, Rex Dowson. Thought maybe this might be the end for him with his job-wise maybe a couple weeks ago, but it seems like he's risen to the challenge. He says, you know what, I kind of like playing this quarterback, and he's kind of taken the job, taking the reins and done a great job.
Hey, how about Rex? He's just his battle through adversity is the best way to describe it. And last week, he played his best game. I was very proud of him. Made some big runs on his feet that that he hasn't been doing, but he's been doing this year. And so I'm glad to see his maturity. We got Brandon back too, so I feel very comfortable about a quarterback position.
And then finally, touching on them for your defense to stop them. We talked about their quarterback, and you did mention a little bit Derek Jackson, but this guy is one of the all-time greats at Chadron State. I don't think people realize that. 100 years of history of football, and he's 5th on their all-time rushing list, and there's some names ahead of him that are pretty darn good, so he's right up there.
Well, I'm very proud of Derek Jackson and what he's accomplished, and we did recruit him, but he needed to feel like he wanted to go somewhere else, and I get that, and I respect that, and I will honor him because he's a Pueblo kid, and I just hope he doesn't have too good of a game, Jim.
Yes, exactly right. Good luck today.
Go Pack.
All right, Thunderbolts head coach John Riston back with the starting lineups to kick off just around the corner on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here on the campus, Chadron State College in Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves looking for a Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference title today. If they win the ball game, they will share it once again with Colorado Mesa. Mesa playing a non-conference game. Their conference season's over. They're on the road tonight against Azusa Pacific. And Joe, we've kind of talked about all the things that going on today that have to go right for the Thunderwolves. First and foremost, of course, winning this football game, but the other games we'll be watching today. Minnesota State in progress right now at Sioux Falls and trying to get their live stats to load up, and it's not loading up right at the moment. We'll try to keep track of that game. Later on, Central Washington's at Humboldt State. Midwestern State is at Eastern New Mexico. Those are 3 games where you need the undefeated teams to win for the Thunderwolves.
And they should.
And they should when you look at it. Winona State already won. They were the 4th-ranked team in the region. They won last night against Augustana, so they're going to be in. As we mentioned, Sioux Falls are taking on Minnesota State. Mesa's at Azusa Pacific. Of course, if the Thunderwolves win and Mesa lose, the Thunderwolves are going to get in. So that's one key right there. Here's a game that's kind of intriguing today. Texas A&M Commerce is at Tarleton State. Tarleton State's been pretty competitive this year, and they're at home. Maybe they can rise up and give Commerce a game, but I hate to hang your hat on that, but that's one where they should win. That would help the Thunderwolves' cause as well. Minnesota Duluth, they're going to crush Mary today. That's one of the other games we're watching. So that gives you all the games that we're keeping an eye on today, and a lot of those have to fall the Thunderwolves' way.
Well, and not only that, they have to win here. And I kind of was kidding. Somebody said, the hardest part of this entire formula this week might be this game right here at Chadron.
Yeah.
Because, when you play, it's senior day, okay? And so they're going to say goodbye to some seniors. They're saying goodbye to their field. They're saying goodbye to a lot of tradition here at Chadron State today. And sometimes that can fire you up, or sometimes that can work against you. And John's hoping it works against them.
Well, now the other side story that we talked about with John Riston is Derek Jackson in his final game of his career here at Chadron State, and he's having another just a nice year, 1,000-yard rusher again, averages 6 yards a carry, has scored 14 touchdowns, and it's kind of a workman-like back for the Chadron State and kind of emulates their kind of program.
Talked to Jay Long at length this week about Derek Jackson. He said that might be the quietest 5th leading rusher of all time in history, in a school's history. Derek just doesn't say much at all. I saw him at Media Day earlier this season in Colorado Springs, and we spent some time together, and we know Derek is Pueblo's all-time leading rusher, and people say, well, why didn't he go to CSU Pueblo? And I said, well, when he was coming out of high school, John recruited him, obviously. You want Pueblo's best to stay in Pueblo, but he was playing a position where CSU Pueblo was stacked.
Right.
I mean, they had just running back after running back, and not that there wasn't a place for him, but I'll tell you what, if you're the guy out of that group, you're pretty dang good, and I think Derek would have been very competitive for CSU Pueblo. He'd have been a nice back in that field. I believe that, but sometimes kids need to go away.
Exactly.
And there's no fault to that. Derek's had a nice career here at Chadron. He's going to graduate. He comes from a good family. We love the Jacksons and wish him well.
And we'll see how they operate today. And if he has a great day, chances are Chadron State's going to pull off an upset if he has a great day.
Yeah, if he rushes for 135 yards and 3 touchdowns, it's over.
It's the kind of day we're facing. We'll come back after this timeout. Joe will give you the keys to victory for today's ball game. That all comes your way next. We wind our way toward kickoff here on the Thunderwolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. Jim Brooks along with the Chieftains, Joe Cervi, and introducing the graduating seniors here on Senior Day. Joe, they kind of have some flowing speeches. I don't know if I want my players out there standing around on the middle of the field for 15 minutes while they're having their accolades read to them. I kind of like the way the Thunderbolts do. You march through the tunnel of parents. This seems like a little too much for my liking. If I'm a coach wondering, oh, God, my players are just standing around out there.
Well, there's 16 of them, and they're starters.
Yeah.
By looking at them, you could tell they're players. I mean, there's some beef out there, including Derek Jackson, number 8. Chadron's going to be in the crimson from top to bottom. It's kind of a Alabama-looking red.
Right.
No, it's not red. It's a crimson red. It's kind of a muted red, and they got the same pants and shirts and helmets. So it's a lot of red versus a lot of white.
Yep, Thunderwolves in their road all white. We've been kidding John over and over. Hey, let's wear those red pants somewhere on the road. But he's just not going to do it. It's just not going to happen. So quit asking.
And it's funny because we thought it was a superstition, and then we thought it was because they won the national championship in all whites. And he kind of let the cat out of the bag. He said, you know what? I don't want to deal with it. I said, I don't want people to ask what we're wearing.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to post something that says we're doing this, this, and this. If we're on the road, you wear white. If we're home, we red. So I think it's just taking one less headache off the table.
One less variable out the window. All right, Joe, time for the keys to game. First for the Thunderwolves, what do they have to do to win this game?
Well, how many times have I said it this year, Jim? And today is, if I've said it 100 times, today I mean it at least once. That offensive line has got to come to play.
Yeah.
They have got to come to play. Marche Denard and Austin Michi, and even the quarterbacks have to get some runs on the ground, establish a ground game. We got natural grass. You don't know how the footing's going to be, but you got to come out and hit somebody, and you got to play physical football up front. If they do not play physical up front against the Chadron defensive front, they're in trouble.
For Chadron State to send this stadium off into the sunset on a good note, what do they have to do to win?
They've been playing well of late. They got off to a great start last week. They scored 22 points in the first quarter last week, and Jay Long said, we're better when we start fast and our guys buy into that body language. And so if they get off to a good start, watch out.
All right, there you have it. The keys to victory for today's ball game. We'll come back. We'll give you the weather conditions. A little hint. It's pretty close to perfect. Right after this, Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. It's a glorious day for football here today. The kickoff temperature, 46 degrees. We're expecting a high later on today of about 48. Wind is out of the northeast at 5 miles per hour. Not much of a factor at all. 10% chance of snow, they're saying, later on. I'll believe that when I see it. Joe, final comment on the weather.
Well, you said it's close to near perfect. Let's preface that by saying mid-November in Chadron, Nebraska, perfect.
Yes, that's
when you say 45 degrees and a 10-mile-an-hour wind, and the sun is out, which is crucial here, but it's perfect for this time of year.
All right, we do add that qualifier.
Thank you for your call.
Objection sustained.
Yes, because it's not palm trees and Mexican beer with lime perfect.
That's right. Not like it was last week.
Yeah, it's a different kind of perfect.
All right, kickoff is next. Thunderwolves and the Eagles right after this timeout on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves and the Eagles getting set to do battle. Captains making their way out toward midfield. Joe will keep his eye on the coin toss. I'll give you the starting lineups. We'll introduce the Thunderwolves offense today. It'll be Rex Dowson, 6'3", 214-pound senior out of San Antonio, Texas. Marche Denard, the running back, 5'10", 205-pound junior out of Phoenix, Arizona. The fullbacks, Patrick O'Malley, 6'1", 252-pound senior out of Denver's Cherry Creek High School. The wide receivers, O'Shea Washington, 5'11", 190-pound senior out of Stockton, California. Amon Johnson, 6'3", 200-pound sophomore out of Denver's Cherry Creek High School. And Kevin Rivers, 6'6", that'd be a story, 5'6", 156-pound junior out of Pueblo East High School. Tight end, Zach Boyd, 6'4", 248-pound senior out of Fort Lupton. The tackles, Ty McCulley, 6'5", 308-pound senior out of Pueblo Central High School. The right tackle's Keith Head, 6'6", 310-pound senior out of Pueblo West. The guard, Spencer Nathy, 6'3", 270-pound senior out of Peoria, Arizona. The right guard is Alex Mitchell, 6'3", 326 pound. They're out of Portland, Oregon. The center is Corbin Feenstra, 6'3", 287 pound senior out of Superior, Colorado. Went to Monarch High School. Head coach John Riston, proud member of the class of '84 for Chadron State. On defense, cornerbacks will be Trey Mosley and DeAndre Barthwell. The safeties, Ryan Wood and Zachary James. The safeties, Brian Wood. The inside linebacker will be Keenan Johnson along with Merritt Crabtree. Outside linebackers, here's Colin Einzelman. The defensive ends, Tyler Keiss along with Truett Box. The nose guard is Mitch Collicott. The head coach, Jay Long, in his 6th year at the helm. Joe, what happened on the coin toss?
Well, a rarity, Jim. Csu-Pueblo won the toss today. I can't remember the last time they actually won a toss. They won a toss, and as John Riston has done in his 10 years at Csu-Pueblo, deferred to the second half. So the Thunderbolts will be kicking off, going left to right. I'm guessing from west to east. All white against all crimson, and Chadron will be receiving.
Be Steve Allen and Brian Wood back deep to receive the kick. Make sure I'm right there. Yep.
Mitch Carter.
Of course, Mitch Carter to do it for the Thunderwolves.
They'd like to see him get his kicks a little bit deeper, but he's going to kick into the breeze on this opening kickoff.
Thunderwolves moving left to right as we look at it here from our perch. Beautiful location to do a ball game, and we are underway. Kick is going to sail to the 6-yard line, taken there across the 10, 15, 20, breaking one tackle, 25 up the sideline, 30, 34, 35-yard line. Brian Wood with a nice return there, just kind of picking his way up the sideline there, and found enough of an opening to get the Eagles some good field position to start this ball game.
Almost looked like he went down on a knee to receive the kick. The referee was right behind him, making sure that knee didn't touch. Gets all the way up to the 34.
Thought Sears had a shot at him early on, but didn't get him on the turf. Ball at the 34-yard line on the right hash mark. Quarterback is Dalton Holst. Opens up in the gun. Has Jackson with him on his left hip. Bring a man in motion toward the formation now to the left. So trips to the left basically. They hand it off up the middle to Jackson. He's hit immediately and gets maybe a yard to the 35-yard line.
Big tackle by Deion Sizer. And Quinn Vandekoppel. They want Chadron to try and run the ball. Csu-Pueblo is very good against the run.
So 2nd down and 9 from the 35-yard line. This time they spread the formation a bit. 2 wideouts each side. All on the right hash mark. Jackson on the right hip of Holst here. Holst is a redshirt freshman. He's out of Gillette, Wyoming. Takes the snap, gives it to Jackson up the middle. Now cuts it outside. He's got some room. He's across midfield. And he's into Thunderwolves territory down to the 46-yard line. Nice burst that time off the right side. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. That was a nice quick hitter that time.
Well, and Holst must have seen something right there because he audibled at the line of scrimmage and it caught Csu-Pueblo shorthanded on the right side.
So it's at the 46-yard line. Eagles on the move. A fast start, as Joe mentioned last week. 22 points in that first quarter. I want to continue it here this week. Tighter formation this time. Kind of a double tight end set with the single back. From the pistol, they hand it off left side to Jackson, and he's guiding his way down the line of scrimmage. He's all the way down to the 40-yard line. Picks up 6. Nice patient run that time.
Didn't look like it was going to be much, but when they unpile it, it's 6 yards.
Well, this big tackle, Travis Ramsa, he's a 320-pound junior out of Burns, Wyoming. That's who Jackson just put his hip on and followed him around that left side. So 2nd and 4 from the 40-yard line. In Thunderwolves territory, no score from the pistol again. Trips to the right, single wide out left. Now some hand signals, maybe calling an audible. Could be all just window dressing. Draws the Thunderwolves offside. Free play here for the Eagles. They go for it all up the right side. Might be intercepted. It's incomplete, though, as it sailed over the head of Taylor. But why not? When you get a free play, take a shot.
Well, that could be all of the entire defense. They all moved at once, and that's going to be a first down.
It's a first down to the 35-yard line. So the Eagles with 2 first downs already on this drive. They're on the move, taking the opening kickoff here. No score, obviously. Trips to the right, single wide out left. From the gun this time, Jackson lines up on the right hip of the quarterback, Dalton Holst. He's out of Gillette, Wyoming. It's over the line of scrimmage. Now has the play he wants. And they're going to give it up the middle to Jackson. Bounces it to the off tackle, and he's going to get forward down to about the 32-yard line. Maybe a gain of 3 this time. Might be generous and give him a 31. Anyway, it's going to be second down.
You know, this is a little bit, I like what Chadron's doing, just straight Derek Jackson, but Holst is going to have to throw the ball. And you get out of your rhythm pretty quick if you haven't at least attempted a pass yet.
They mark it at the 32, so it's a gain of 3, second down and 7. Bunch formation to the right this time. All 3 receivers right on the hash mark. The ball is on the left hash mark. Single wide out to the left from the gun this time. Holst, as he does every time, comes up and barks out some blocking signals, it looks like, to the lineman. Takes the snap, straight drop back, looks right, now comes over the middle. Ball's caught. Across the 25, first down for the Eagles. Turn-in route that time. And it's Jackson Dickerson on the grab.
Just sat down in the middle of that zone. Everybody kind of took off and forgot about him.
Yeah, it looked like he looked right, like a bubble screen, and then came back. He was almost like the secondary receiver in the middle of the field. So 1st and 10 Eagles at the 25-yard line of the Thunderwolves. This time from the gun, double wide out left. They bring an extra tight end into this set. Plus a man lined up in the slot right behind the right tackle. And they give it to Jackson. Cuts into the hole. He's inside the 25, down to about the 22-yard line. Pick up a 3. It'll be second down and 7. One thing so far for Chadron State, no negative plays. Everything's been positive so far.
Right. And they're just moving a little bit off the ball. That's about the 4th time they've run right at Michael Riston's side of the defensive line. And now Sizer is out. Brady Opp in at nose tackle. Maybe get a little more activity in there. Sizer's got a strained pec, so
they mark it at the 23, 2nd and 8 for the Eagles. No score here in the early going. Bring a man in motion across the formation. That's Dickerson. They look right, bubble screen right. Look like the ball is deflected. They get the grab and breaking a tackle, but just barely getting back to the line of scrimmage was the outlet receiver there, Stephen Brown. Looked like the ball came out of there kind of squirrely. Might have been even deflected.
And they had it defended. They had it defended better, and they missed the first tackle that would have been for a big loss.
As it is a loss on the play, but as Joe mentioned, it could have been a loss of about 5, as it is a loss of a yard. So 3rd and 9. So first play here, the Thunderwolves defense has had a chance to get off the field here in the early going. They spread the formation to the left here. Trips to the left, single wide out right.
The middle of that defense is wide open, Jim. If he gets through the line of scrimmage.
Fake the draw, straight drop, look left. Corner route, and incomplete. Well covered that time. If the ball had been on the money, it would have been picked off, as Darius Williams had great covers that time, and the ball sails incomplete. So 4th down. Now, choice here for Chadron State. Do they go to the field goal unit? 7 out of 10 this year kicking field goals. The longest on the year is 37. So if they go for the field goal, it would be the longest one of the year.
Well, I was watching Will Morgan warm up, and he's got the leg. He's definitely got the leg.
And they're saying, heck with that. Last game of the year, we're going to go for it here in the early going. So 4th down and 9. The Eagles go for it. 2 wideouts left. They're in a stack formation. Single wide out to the right. Now Jackson just to the left side of the hip of Holst. Barks out the play call here. Long count. Then the Thunderwolves jump. Free play. They look left. Fire left. Corner out to the end zone. And it is caught. Touchdown.
Holy cow.
Should have been picked off. Instead, it went right through the hands of the defensive back for the Thunderwolves, who was Jamal Sears, and it's caught in the back of the end zone. Should be a touchdown. The officials discussing it. They still haven't signaled yet here. No,
incomplete.
They say incomplete. Maybe he was bobbling it there, perhaps, on that back line.
But they're going to get another play because of the flag.
Well, everybody in the house thought it was a touchdown. Even the cannon fired off, but after the officials discuss it, they rule incomplete.
But it's still going to be 4th and 5 from the 18.
Like Brady Opp that time jumped off on the nose guard position for the Thunderwolves. And now it looks like Chadron State might send the field goal unit out with this little extra 5-yard gain.
Yeah, well, that's Will Long, the kicker. Will Morgan, excuse me. And this will be a 36-yard attempt.
So we mentioned his long on the year is 37. Maybe he didn't want to have that mental thing, thinking it's my longest kick of the year here on the earlier play.
Well, what wind he has, it's with him.
It's a good snap. Ball's down. And kick block. Chance for the scoop and score. The Thunderbolts pick it up. Back the other way across the 40. 50 down the sideline. 40 and not enough speed. Flag is down, though, back here at the 34-yard line.
But I'm guessing that's a sideline warning. I think the official was running his way down there and got caught up in the sideline of Csu-Pueblo.
Jaden Garcia on the scoop, trying to score it down the sideline. I think you're right, Joe, because the flag came out well after the play was
and way behind the
here.
play. I think it was just a sideline warning.
Here's the call.
Sideline warning.
Yeah, Jim, the official on that side got swallowed up by everybody wanting to see what happened with the block, and that ball's all the way down to the Chadron State 38.
Didn't see who got the block, but it was right up the middle. Thunderbolts got great penetration. It was an easy block, if there is such a thing. And then the scoop by Garcia, but he had a lot of people pursuing him. He did well to get it this far to the 38-yard line. So they open up from the pistol. Dowson has Denard with him. Boyd goes in motion, resets on the left side here. Wide out to each side. They give it to play action pass over the middle. Ball deflected. He was trying to hit Amon Johnson, who was open coming across the middle, but somebody on the interior line got their hand up and deflected that one. That saved what was going to be a huge gain.
That was a great play action fake. Marshe Denard paid the price for being the running back there on the play action because he got swallowed up by about 3 Chadron State defenders.
Johnson just ran a deep post. He was coming wide open down inside the 20-yard line. It would have been a big play. This time, Dowson up under center here. Brings Smith in motion. They don't fake the jet sweep this time. Now he's wide to the right. Resets. Bubble screen left. Johnson has it. Gets his head down. Hit immediately. And is thrown out of bounds with utter disdain. And a flag comes down. Could be a personal foul here on Chadron State, I guess. It didn't look like kind of harmless, but maybe they're saying he body slammed him over there needlessly.
Was it that last second of egregious aggressiveness, you know? I don't know that I would have called that.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary weapons.
Wow.
Defense number 41.
All right. I'd be a little upset if I was one of the partisans here. DeAndre Barthwell ticketed with the penalty. But he just, I said he threw him down with utter disdain, but I thought it was just continuing action. I didn't think it was that big a deal, but as it is, it's a personal foul, and the Thunderbolts have first and 10 at the 19-yard line. No score here. 9:55 to go, first quarter. Dowson up under center. Double wide out right. It's Smith and Washington to the right. Denard the lone back. And they're going to fake the draw play. Dowson rolls to his right, gets all kind of time, and throws it a little low this time. Trying to get it on the right side to Washington. It was down at the 10-yard line. But Dowson didn't quite get into that pass. And one thing, Joe, we talked about it before the game. We were down on the field with JR. There's a crown in this field, so the quarterbacks have to adjust. If you're throwing it from the middle of the field over to the sideline, you got to put a little extra.
Especially where the ball is right now. It's got a double crown right there. The ball's actually in a little bit of a valley between the hash marks at the 20, and this is the most uneven part of the entire field.
Second and 10 for the Pack from the gun this time. And they're going to fake the jet sweep. Give it to Denard up the middle. Nice opening across the 10 to the 5 down to about the 3-yard line. They faked the jet sweep to Smith and then quickly got it to Denard up the middle. And the quick hitter sprung.
You know why that worked, Jim? Because we have not seen that play this year, so nobody else has.
Yeah, after you fake that jet sweep, it's just Rex just turned quickly, and Denard, it was full steam ahead.
We call that a wrinkle.
Yes, a new wrinkle, indeed.
Not the kind you want to see in a hotel mirror in the morning, but that's a wrinkle nonetheless.
First and goal from the 3-yard line for the Pack. They tighten up the formation. Johnson way wide to the right here. Denard the lone back. Up under center, it's Dowson. Takes the snap, give it to Denard. He's hit and springs forward down to about the 2.
Jim, something I've noticed early on is that Chadron's defensive front lines up a little bit deeper off the ball. They don't line up right across the nose of the football. A lot of defenses want to get it right in your grill. They're at least a yard off the ball. Look, the ball is on the 3, and Chadron's defensive front will be on the 2 when they line up. Watch that. There's almost a whole yard between them and the ball.
Second down and goal. Again, Johnson wide to the right. Denard the lone back. Same formation as the last play. Fullback O'Malley lines up right behind the left tackle. Handoff to Denard. Nice cut into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. That's a good spot to run. You find where Ty McCauley is and let him cave somebody in, and you run in right behind him.
That's a nice drive for CSU Pueblo, and they did it through the run.
That's Marche's 16th rushing touchdown of the year, 17th overall. Leads the Thunderwolves in that category. Extra point attempt upcoming here for Mitchell Carter. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. We have 8:20 to go here in the first quarter. Good start for the Thunderwolves. They block the field goal attempt, and they march it down the other way and get the touchdown. They lead it 7-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Well, Joe, if you're a big believer in early breaks, the Thunderwolves getting them to go their way. The touchdown nullified on one end. They get the blocked field goal. Get the personal foul on the sideline. All spells a 7-0 lead. Here's the kick. It'll be taken by Wood at about the 5. He's across the 15.
Another great return.
20, and then he is swallowed up. Just when he thought he was going to get into the clear, he is taken down. And a nice tackle over there across the way by James Maxey, the sophomore out of Ponderosa High School, Parker, Colorado.
A little bit better coverage that time for the kickoff from CSU Pueblo.
They're marking at the 21-yard line. This looked like right when Nelson made the cut to get into the clear. There was Maxey, the big man, to swallow him up. 1st and 10 Eagles from their own 21-yard line, trailing at 7-0. They operate out of the gun. Derek Jackson, the lone back, he's on the left hip this time. Holst. Thunderwolves press coverage. Each cornerback right up on their opponent. Now bring a man in motion. They're going to run a jet sweep around the left side, try to cut it inside. Thunderwolves pursuit gets there. As they pitch at that time, as Stephen Brown comes in motion, they flip it to him, and he gets out to around the 25-yard line. Now they're going to mark it at the 24. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
I like what CSU's Pueblo is doing. They're focusing on Derek Jackson, so making Holst beat him. You got to like your chances with these corners and safeties in coverage, so this is a good game plan defensively for CSU Pueblo right now.
They go to a double tight end set this time with a slot back to the right, kind of a power formation here. 2 wideouts to the left, the short side of the field. Holst now changing the play. Now he's back in position from the gun. And he's going to quick pitch it to the right side to Jackson. Tries to get outside, turns the corner, cuts back inside, but the Thunderwolves pursuit gets there. Nice play by Jamal Sears, making the stop. Gain of about 2 out to the 26-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5 now for the Eagles.
Jim, that looked like it was going to go for big yardage right there because Jackson's fast. And when he popped that ball out, I thought he was gone. Sears has kind of made his name for himself, though. He's done some bonehead things penalty-wise, but he's made some big plays this season.
Double wide out left this time. Single wide out to the right from the gun. Holst barking out the signals. Now he looks ready to go, takes the snap. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass away, and it's on. It might have been intercepted. Flag comes down. Going to be interference here called on the Thunderwolves. I'm not sure I agree with that. They're going to call it on Donnell. He made a break for the ball that time. They're actually going to call the signal is holding here on the Thunderwolves.
Jim, I saw him grab when the guy tried to make his break, and I could see what the official saw on that.
Anytime you get a little jersey tug, it's easy to call.
And it wasn't egregious, and it would have been a nice play, but he kind of had a touch.
So it brings it out to the 36-yard line. It'll be a 1st down, and Donnell gets a ticket out of the game after that play. He was in there for the nickelback purposes anyway. Bunch formation to the left here. Trips to the left, single wide out right. Thunder will show blitz up along the line of scrimmage. Holst does have Jackson with him on his left hip. They give it to Derek. He's going to bounce it outside. Now it cuts back inside. Bursts forward across the 40 to about the 44-yard line. A gain of 8, 2nd down and 2. You just tell Jackson he is an experienced veteran runner. He's been doing it all his life, playing that tailback, and he knows the right decisions, the right places to cut.
They're running away from Brandon Pear, which makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways.
Idea.
They haven't run at him yet. He's been on the trail of every play so far.
2nd down and 2 for the Eagles.
So he may be their key. Is what Hull sees is wherever Payer is, we go the other way.
Play action, pump fake. Here comes pressure up the middle. They get away, though. Now gets the pass away down the field, and it is almost It is caught for the interception.
It is. Emory Taylor.
How did he make that grab, Joe? It was kind of back on his hip, and he somehow took it away from the receiver. Thunderbolts got great pressure up the middle that time, but Holst got away and then launched it down the field. But as these cornerbacks are so good, Joe, they bait you into throwing it.
And they did. And you know what? They should have sacked Holst twice, but this works out even better for Csu-Pueblo.
Not for a moment, the ball almost got through Sears, but somehow he caught it almost on his trail hip and pulled it away from the intended receiver.
Emory Taylor cannot. He and Darius Williams have this rivalry at corner, just trying to see who's going to get it.
From the gun, straight drop back. They're going to go for it all up the middle of the field for Johnson, but he was kind of held up, didn't get out of his break on time, and the ball sails 5 yards incomplete down the middle of the field.
They're going to go back to that one. Like you said, Johnson just got almost tangled up, it looked like, so he was a step slow, but he had his man beat even on that play. He just couldn't get to the ball.
So 2nd and 10 for the Thunderwolves from the 28-yard line here. They lead it 7-0. Michi into the ball game. He'll play tailback here up under center this time. It's Dowson. Sends Boyd in motion. Resets on the left side of the formation. Right behind Ty McCulley. They draw him offside. Flag doesn't come out, though. Pass left side to Rivers. Gets up the field, breaks one tackle, and then is snowed under at the 32-yard line. Joe, I think what happens there, though, you talked about it. Chadron State's linemen, they line up, they get that little bit of a cushion, so if they jump, they don't get caught offside.
Exactly. They're a yard. Think about it right now. The ball is on the 32-yard line on the left hash. The entire defensive front will line up on the 33, straight across. So there's a yard. It's almost like they're wanting you to fire off the ball, and you're already low, and then they take advantage of that.
It was a gain of 4 that time for Rivers. 3rd and 6 from the 32-yard line. Dowson under center. They bring Rivers in motion to the right side of the formation. He resets, straight drop back. Here comes pressure up the middle. Gets the pass away, crossing route to Johnson. He's got the first down and more. He's out across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. Kind of a delayed crossing pattern that time to Amon Johnson. Dowson did a good job of stepping up into the pocket, avoiding the outside pressure.
Amon Johnson was the last read on that play. He was the safety valve underneath everything, but it was good for 14.
And you got to credit the Thunderwolves, the center and 2 guards that time, for keeping the pocket intact because they were coming off the edge. So 1st and 10 Pack at the 46-yard line, leading at 7-0.
Well, Truett Box is a defensive lineman who had a clean shot right at Dowson just as he delivered the ball.
From the gun. Brings Smith in motion. Always a threat for the jet sweep. They do give it to him around the left side. They've got it strung out, and he's going to be thrown for a while. He gets forward back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, you don't see Ty McCulley get pushed off the ball like that very often, and that time he did. He got pushed into Josh Smith's route, basically.
Yeah, made him kind of circle a little bit around the formation. You want that jet sweep getting turned the corner in a hurry, and it just didn't happen. Smith did well to get it back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 from the 46-yard line. Johnson to the left. Smith will come to the right this time. Dowson can go up under center.
And that's odd because Morgan Smith and Ty McCulley were both over there, and that's a lot of meat.
Both tight ends, Smith and Boyd, in the slot tight to the formation. Fake the draw play. Dowson straight drop back. Steps up into the pocket. Looks down the field. Now he'll run with it, and he is going to get forward for about 3 yards to the 49-yard line. He saw Boyd streaking down the middle of the field, but he was pretty well covered that time by Troy Mosley. Thought Rex might just throw it up anyway and take his chances with Boyd.
Well, everybody was running away from Rex on that play, and when he started to scramble, nobody was in position to stop and turn, so he took it on himself. But do a great job by the Chadron defenders to stop him and hold him to 3. He made a lot of plays with his feet last week, and that would have been one of them.
3rd and 7 from the 49-yard line. From the pistol this time as Michi lines up right behind Dowson. About 3 yards in the backfield. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure. Steps up. Goes up the sideline. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Smith. Had Boyd on the sideline as well. Threw it to the outside shoulder. It was almost like he was trying to throw Smith open that time because Smith was covered up pretty well. And now Rex goes over and has a little conversation with Smith. Say, hey, I was throwing it to the outside because that's the only place I can try to squeeze it in.
If he takes off, he gets 15 yards untouched. That's the play he should have taken off.
So it's 4th down. Thunderbolts have to punt the ball away, and that means Tanner Kuda, for my money, probably be an all-RMAC performer this year as a punter. Good snap. Going to go rugby style this time. Angles it toward the sideline. Good directional kick, and it hits just inside the 10. Now, it depends on the angle here. They run up the sideline. They're going to mark it at the 15. So, good directional kick that time. And as always, he just seems to do the job each and every week for the Thunderwolves.
It's ironic that he doesn't stand out numbers-wise because he just doesn't boom it all the time. He does have a 77-yarder, but, I mean, his kicks are more functional than flattering.
So the Eagles take over at their own 15-yard line. They trail it 7-0. 3:10 to go here in the first quarter. Marche Denard with the 2-yard touchdown run for the Thunderwolves, the lone score in the game so far. Holst from the gun has Jackson on his left hip. 2 wideouts left, single wideout right. Actually, 2 wideouts to the right as the tight end flanked a little bit. They look right, pass right, ball is deflected, incomplete. Good covers that time, and Emory Taylor right there when the ball arrived. They tried to get it to the tight end, Colt Foster, and it was broken up 2nd and 10. Well, Holst on the year. He's thrown 14 touchdown passes, but his bugaboo this year, he's thrown 10 picks as well.
And Csu-Pueblo would love for him to have to beat them. You know, you take Derek Jackson out of the game, you'd love to see Holst try and beat you.
2 wideouts to each side. They spread the formation a bit this time. Holst barking out the signals. Looks over the defense. Brandon Pear creeping up on the line of scrimmage. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass away. Incomplete. He felt that pressure coming that time because they had the happy feet and didn't really step into that one. Tried to get it over onto the right side. Trying to complete it to Dickerson, and it fell low into the outside.
Josh Croy blew that pocket up.
Now Brady Opp remains in the game. Not sure on the complete health of Deion Sizer. He made an effort to play here today, but he's not been in a lot so far. He's still along the sideline there. Probably going to try to pace him throughout this game with that pec injury. 3rd and 10. Bring a man in motion to the left side. Reset. Here comes pressure. Set up a little bubble screen, but the Thunderbolts smell it out, and they get it for a gain of about a yard on the play. Excellent play by Kyle Rosenbrock that time as he read the screen. They dumped it underneath, and it didn't go anywhere.
Jim, that's one of those you've seen on film. You know they're going to make this play, so be ready for it. That might be one of their go-to plays. Great job by the defense.
So it was a gain of a yard. It's 4th down and 9 now for the Eagles. Ribbert stands at his own 43-yard line to receive the punt. And the Thunderbolts almost got there. Good punt.
It's a great punt, and they almost blocked it.
And they angle Rivers right to the sideline. He takes it, but he stepped out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Great directional punt that time by Zach Kozlik. They almost got it, almost blocked that thing. So Thunderbolts take over, leading the ball game 7-0. 2:18 to go here in the first quarter. And for the 3rd time today, pretty good field position, this time from their own 39-yard line. First drive, of course, excellent field position after they blocked the field goal. And returned it all the way into Chadron territory.
Wildcat
formation. Going to go with the old Wildcat here as Josh Smith going to take the direct snap.
And Dowson is the whiteout probably.
And here goes Smith, going to run it around the left side, puts his head down, and he wedges his way across the 45. They almost take his head off on the sideline there, but he's got decent gain on the play out around the, they're going to spot at the 47-yard line. So it's a gain of 8, 2nd down and 2. Take that every time. Of course, you're hoping for that home run hitter when you bring Smith in there to run the Wildcat.
2nd down and 2.
And now they'll go conventional from the pistol. It'll be 2nd and 2. Smith going to split out wide to the right. Washington in the slot to the right. Johnson slot to the left. Denard, the running back here from the pistol. Dowson takes the snap in the backfield. Straight drop back. Looks left. Fires left. Out pattern. And it is caught by Johnson for the 1st down into Eagle territory. Down to the 47-yard line. That was a tough grab there. Got it in the hands and took a shot.
Again, that's the only place that ball could have been is caught or incomplete right there at the sideline.
Oh, 1st and 10 Thunderwolves. They lead it 7-0. A minute 39 to go here in the first quarter. Third possession of the game for the Thunderwolves. Rivers splits wide to the right this time. Johnson to the left. Boyd, the tight end, is in the slot to the right. Smith also tight end on the right side. So power to the right this time for the Thunderwolves. And they're going to run the draw play up the middle to Denard. Nice cut. He's across the 40. He's got the first down to about the 37, perhaps the 36-yard line here. Straight power game there for the Thunderwolves. Pick up 11. It's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
That's a thing of beauty right there. One cut through the hole, straight power, 12 yards.
This time it'll be Washington wide to the right. Cole Forsgren into the game. He goes to the left.
Oh, look at it.
It's going to go Wildcat again as Dowson's wide to the right. So direct snap coming up here to Josh Smith. He takes the snap, runs it left, and doesn't get much this time. Almost looked like he had a little quarterback draw option that time. He kind of took a step back and then tried to run left, and he goes nowhere. Loses a couple on the play. Back to the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
Again, that's a fool me once. But that time, he wasn't totally committed to taking that one to the house.
So puts the Thunderwolves behind schedule here now. 2nd and 12 from the 39-yard line of the Eagles. This could be the last play of the quarter. We're down to 15 seconds to go.
Well, they do have to snap it.
Smith wide to the right. They send Boyd in motion across the formation. Resets on the left side. And they run the draw play to Denard. Cuts inside and gets maybe actually not. A yard is all. And that in the first quarter. It'll be 3rd and 11 for the Thunderwolves when we come back. They're in Chadron territory. They lead the game 7-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
And Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Sorry there, we had a little problem there. Our internet line got disconnected on the play. Thunderwolves hit Morgan Smith up ahead, and he's got the first down at the 25-yard line. So once again, we apologize there. We got knocked off the air momentarily.
Jim, that's Morgan Smith's first catch in a long time. We haven't really seen much of him lately.
He's kind of become the forgotten man.
Well, I don't think he's healthy. I think that's been a problem, and because he is a specimen.
So it's 1st and 10 Thunderwolves from the 24-yard line of the Eagles. Here leading at 7-0. Boyd in motion across the formation. Resets. Up under center, it's Dowson. Gives it to Denard up the middle. And he just flows into the hole and puts his head down. Look at the battering ram effect that time. Inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line. He does not shy away from contact.
Wasn't a lot of space there. But he found enough to get his feet under him. It's okay once you get through the hole, but you got to still get square, and he was able to do that.
So it's 2nd down. Call it about 3 for the Thunderwolves here. Up under center is Dowson.
He seems like he's a step deep in these formations. Denard does.
Up under center, Dowson gives it to Denard, and he's hit, but breaks the tackle, gets forward. Oh, it looked like he's hauled down. It looked like almost like a face mask that time, but it's not. He's taken down at the 16-yard line. Boy, his head kind of jerked down in a hurry that time. He comes up kind of taking inventory on the play.
3rd and 2.
Yeah, ball's at the 16-yard line. They need the 14 for the first down here. Thunderwolves on top, 7-0.
This is where Rex is really good with those straight passes to the flound, to the receivers, the quick hitters. Amon Johnson's in single coverage, and he could do a quick slant.
Boy, tight formation, power to the right here as O'Malley and Boyd line up on that right side. Up under center, they give it to Marche off the right side. He puts his head down, blasts forward. He's got the first down. That was just a powerful macho run that time as the Thunderwolves had all their big blockers on that right side. And Denard got right in behind him to get the first down.
Do you think that was a statement play?
Exactly.
It was like Cervi wants us to do something on the line today. That's what we just did.
Well, and you have to include O'Malley and Boyd that time on the line play. Plus, it looked like Smith was that time. They had everybody over on that side. And it's kind of the same formation again as Smith, Boyd, and O'Malley on that right side, right outside the right hip of Ty McCulley.
Oh, man, that is just beef.
Up under center, it's Dowson. Takes the snap, looks left, now comes back over the middle, fires, and Boyd's got it inside the 5, struggling to the goal line. He reaches across. Do they give it to him? No. Looks like they're going to spot him about a foot short. He tried to stretch it out over the goal line, but they're going to say he's just short, so it'll be first and goal for the Thunderwolves.
Oh, no sense of drama for the senior tight end out of Fort Lupton.
Well, you're always risking getting the fumble when you do that, but he felt like he had to take the chance at it. I thought he got it myself, but they said his knee was down before he stretched it across there. So first and goal from the 1.
Now you got Guerra, Smith.
O'Malley's in there to play fullback. He looks over his shoulder, talks to Marche, says, hey, we're going to go this way. Give it to Marche up the middle. He's hitting the backfield, spins forward, lunges to the goal line, and looks like he stopped short.
And then they're going to get called for a defense. They mauled a defensive back, Ty McCulley and Preston Guerra. They're going to get unsportsmanlike. This is going to move it all the way. This is going to be 15 yards. 15 yards.
One of those Thunderwolves personal fouls that have killed them this year, and that's what happened. It was on the back line of the end zone. Here comes the call.
The plays if the runner was short of the goal line. Personal foul. Defense number 7. Half the distance.
Wow, Jim. This guy must have got in the grill of Ty McCulley and Preston Guerra because they had him.
He started the fight, and the Thunderwolves finished it, and the referees, rightfully so, perhaps going to say, you know what, he started it, we're going to give him the penalty.
So my apologies to the McCulley family and the Guerra family.
Well, they definitely finished the fight, didn't they? You and I saw the same thing. They just planted it.
And you know what? That's 2 big guys standing over a little defensive back.
Oh, first and goal. Quarterback sneak, Dowson. Trying to emulate his brother.
No signal. No signal.
Got to be in there. Touchdown! Thought we were going to have the Mesa effect there for a moment. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. 11:38 to go here in the first half. It's 13-0. Well, it looked pretty obvious he was in, but, you know, we thought he was obvious a year ago. But
at least they looked at it, though.
Yeah, at least they umpiled it and took a nice, long look.
Security first, the official bank of Chadron State Athletics.
So extra point attempt upcoming here. For Mitch Carter. Ball down. Kick is up, and it is good. 11:38 to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves lead it 14-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
11:38 to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves lead it 14-0. Caitlin Norton, our producer and engineer today of Thunderwolves football. She's been all season long. We hope this isn't the last time today. Thunderwolves might sneak into the playoffs, but it is. It's been a pleasure working with Caitlin all year long. We don't know what's happening with basketball yet, as usual, like it did last year. Nobody can make the right decision, dot the I, cross the T. We'll see. We'll worry about that when we have to worry about it. Right now we got football. Here's the kick. Going to sail to about the 2-yard line. Chance for the return here for the Eagles across the 10, 15, 20. Putting the head down. Out across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Brian Wood, pretty good returner. So Chadron State will have good field position here. Out to the 35-yard line. Now their head coach, Jay Long, said we're better. We're a good team when we start fast. So now they're down 14-0. They'll see how it affects their psyche.
Well, you're going to make Holst throw the ball now. And this is a ball hawk defense. It's built to make interceptions, and I think Brandon Pear's the key because he's a middle linebacker, and they are going everywhere he's not.
It's like they're going to alter the formation. They're going to go to the pistol today for the first time. They've been kind of in the gun for the most part with Jackson on either hip, but this time he lines up directly behind Holst. And they're going to hand it. Play action. Pass right side, and it is caught, but little or no gain. And it's Tanner Draper from his free safety position flying over there. Read that play, and Dickerson gets maybe a yard if we're generous.
I talked to every coach during the week, opposing coach, and they all say the same thing about Csu-Pueblo. They got great players. Nobody really stands out. And then they caveat that by saying, oh, wait, except number 8. He's a freak. Even Jay Long this week said he might be one of the best linebackers in the nation.
That's high praise right there. Shongolo showing blitz off the left side here. Back to the gun this time for Holtz. Takes the snap, straight drop back.
And Shongolo's coming.
And they get the pass away and just sails it into the bench. They just collapsed the pocket that time, Joe. Everybody was on the bull rush.
That was a senior defensive end, Josh Croy, nor Shongolo. They were just coming. Giving Michael Riston a blow or two over there on the far sideline.
Yeah, it's into the ball game now for the Wibbles. The Pine Creek product, Jackson Wibbles. Kind of an undersized defensive end, but he makes up for it with his savvy and his quicks. 3rd and 9.
Reminds me of an old one line.
Great drop back. Here comes the pressure. Get the pass away. He's hit as he throws it. It gets incomplete, and it's right on cue that time for Jackson Wibbles as he nailed Holst right as he tried to throw the middle screen, and it falls incomplete.
Right through the hands of Quinn Vandekoppel. Right through his hands. He's looking and goes, hey, I'm never going to get a better shot than that.
That's when you look at your hands and go, what? How come you failed me?
That's why you play linebacker.
So it'll be 4th and 9. That was a nice defensive possession there for the Thunderwolves.
This doesn't look like Ribridge back there, does it?
Out there alternating, and they're going to have Brandon O'Donnell this time return it. He stands
Fowler
at his
Christian
own 25.
product.
He's had some good returns this year.
Then don't forget Shane Larson out of Pueblo West.
Good snap. Kick is away. High spiraling kick. Fair catch signal for and taken at the 23-yard line at the last minute. That was a good decision that time by O'Donnell. Looked like he wanted to return it, and he saw how high that kick was. And right at the last minute, he put the hand up for the fair catch. So
Dylan Albrandt on the punt block team for Csu-Pueblo was a fingernail shy of knocking that down for Csu-Pueblo. Kid out of Canyon City High School. They got beat last night.
Yeah, crazy night in high school football. Eagles go down to defeat the Erie. We kind of watched the end of that online today.
Crazy.
That's a pretty good back there for Erie.
Only a junior. I asked the coaches if you guys recruited him, so he's only a junior.
1st and 10 Thunderwolves up under center this time. It's Dowson, brings a man in motion. Resets. Play action, rolls right. Here comes pressure. Dowson gets the pass away, zings it up the sideline into the Thunderwolves bench. Takes a shot at the end of the play. Coming in on him that time was Garrett Patterson, the senior out of Jenks, Oklahoma.
They're talking to the Csu-Pueblo coaches earlier today on the field. Erie, who beat East last night, has come to their team camp. And they say the Erie coaching staff is one of their favorite coaching staff. They do a lot of good things at Erie High School, and that just asked the Eagles about that last night.
Yeah, a couple of the wrinkles they did on that last drive, that little pass over the middle on play action was a beauty. 2nd and 10 here for the Thunderwolves. Ball in the left hash mark. Dowson up under center. Beat you the back. 2 wideouts to the right side. They've got a slot to the left. That's Guerrero. Quick pass right side. Bubble screen caught. Trying to get up the field. Across the 30 to about the 31-yard line.
Ribridge.
Go to Ribridge.
He's like a little scat back. He gets out there and kind of like a mouse that's caught. You're looking for a hole to sneak through. Gets all the way to the 30, though. Gets 6.
3rd down and 4. The nose of the football resting on the 30, the back nose of the football.
I'm a little worried. We haven't seen Aaron Eckhoff. We've seen saw his parents in the hotel. We've seen Preston Guerra, so I don't know if he's sick or injured or...
Find out here. 3rd down for the Thunderwolves, this time from the pistol. Bring Washington in motion to the left side. He'll reset. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure. Set up screen right side. Wide open. Michi up the sideline. He's across the 40. Cuts back 45, 50. Down the sideline. 40, 35. Down to about the 32. Flag is down the way back here at the 35-yard line.
Jim, he was a point guard breaking ankles on a crossover. This could be an illegal man downfield, maybe? But they let everybody up.
Officials talking it over here.
Everybody's walking backward. I wonder if it's an illegal man downfield.
Personal foul. Offense number 62. That 15-yard penalty.
Alex Mitchell with the personal foul call. Does he clean somebody's clock? Alex plays with a bit of an edge.
And it's from the spot of the foul. So you go from the 32 of Chadron all the way back to the 20?
That's the ultimate in selfish personal foul, when you give up all those yards. And it happened in the wash. We'll never know what happened. We'll just have to find out during the Car Pros John Riston show on Wednesday.
This is going to take it all the way back to the 20-yard. It
happened down the field at the 35, so 15-yard markup. So now it makes it 3rd down and 14 for the Thunderwolves. So you do that math. Where was it, 32-yard line, Joe?
Yes.
Where it was going to be? So 50 yards, basically. 48 yards is what you give up. Brutal. Now that brings the fans back into the game here as they want to get their defense to get a stop here from the pistol. Now they spread the formation a bit. Great drop back by Dowson. Flag is down. Could be an illegal formation. They go down the middle of the field for Boyd. Ball falls incomplete. Almost intercepted down the middle of the field.
Jim, I don't think they were set offensively.
They are pointing at the Thunderwolves. Illegal formation is the guess here.
Well, Dowson was trying to get his guys to go farther out, and then he snapped the ball while they were still moving. They'll decline that, though.
Illegal formation to call. 5 men in the backfield is what they call it. And what that means is you only had 6 on the line of scrimmage. You got to have 7. So the 2 guys in the slot over here to the left, one of them needed to be up on the line of scrimmage, and they weren't. So it's 4th down for the Thunderwolves. Have to punt it away here. So one of those what could have been drives. Who did to punt it away? We'll see if it's a turning point in this game here. Thunderwolves lead at 14-0.
Wind at his back.
9:36 to go here in the first half. Good snap. Punt away, shanked it. And it hits down right at midfield. That's the first really bad punt of the year for Tanner Kuda. He just flat shanked it. His only saving grace is it was the wide side of the field, so it had a little bit longer to travel before going out of bounds. And he's a lonesome character over there on the far sideline.
It looked like his timing was, like his footing was off just a little. You know, you count 1, 2, 3 kick or something like that, and it just looked like it was just off.
So now, good field position for the Eagles. This is the first time they've started with this good a field position. They've been in Thunderwolves territory a couple of times, but haven't been able to do anything with it. So they are at the 49-yard line this time. Holst from the gun. 2 wideouts each side. Ball on the right hash mark. Straight back by Holst. Goes up the sideline. Back shoulder throw. He's out of bounds. Incomplete. Official with a proper call. It was a great catch, but he came down, obviously, with his foot out of bounds that time. It was Tevin Wright.
You know, and that was Tevin Donnell in coverage, not Darius Williams. And
yeah, Darius was guarding the slot that time, as he does a lot. So 2nd and 10 now for the Eagles. Thunderwolves lead it 14-0. Late substitution coming on here is Stephen Brown coming in now for Chadron State.
Jim Norshong was so close to getting one. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something to set him free from his outside linebacker position.
He's kind of working his way along the line of scrimmage. Bring a man in motion, and they run the jet sweep. Double reverse here, coming back the other way, and getting upfield for a gain of about 5 on the play, as they pitched it twice that time. As the man that came into the game late, Brown, called his own number there.
He was all excited because it was going to him.
And he comes up gimpy. Might have hurt his knee that time. You know, I saw also grabbing his knee or thigh area was Tanner Draper. They might have collided there on that play. So it's 3rd and 5. Looks like Draper's all right.
He's the crash test dummy. He's going to hurt. Everything on him hurts every day, but he don't care.
3rd and 5 for the Eagles. Trips to the left. From the gun, Holst has Jackson on his left hip. Straight drop back. Here come the Thunderwolves. Pressure up the middle. Pass away. Almost intercepted. Flag comes down. What are we going to have here?
They baited. They're going to call him on holding. Darius Williams on holding on number 18. But they keep moving the flag up, too.
Darius Williams looked like he was going to intercept it, but maybe he got the old slingshot effect that time, Joe, with the hold here. Question is it a hold or is it interference? Pass interference. So that'll only be a spot foul. It's only be 4 yards, but it'll be a first down for the Eagles.
Oh, I like that. That's kind of a...
I don't see any way in the world that was interference. Know your geography. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Eagles. They trail it 14-0. Trips to the left, single wide out right. From the gun. Holst settles back now. Now it comes back up on the line. Changing the play, perhaps.
They're going to have to run the ball because they've all but abandoned the run.
Straight drop back. Here comes pressure up the middle. Pass up the sideline, incomplete. Some contact on the sideline here, but the ball was so far out of bounds it was uncatchable. No way they're going to throw an interference call that time. Marcus Lawrence, the redshirt freshman, on the coverage that time for the Thunderwolves.
Jackson Whipple's got a nice hit on Holst. Clean, but enough to let him know I was in your grill. Just enough.
2nd down and 10 for Chadron State here. In Thunderwolves territory at the 40-yard line. Double wide out left, single wide out right. From the gun as he's been pretty much all day long here. Holst has Jackson on his left hip. And he's going to give it to Derrick up the middle, and he's hit immediately. Just stood right up. Croy and Sizer, who's in there, just let him go nowhere. That was the ultimate brick wall with Sizer and Croy.
Yep, just collapsed that A-gap on both sides, and there was no place for Derrick Jackson to go.
So it'll be 3rd and 10. Another chance for the Thunderwolves defense to come up with a stop here.
You know, Chadron's play calling now has gone to where they're taking advantage of Csu-Pueblo's good pass rush by a lot of screens, a lot of underneath things.
See if they dial up here. 4 down territory, you got to feel if they get anything positive on this play. They're going to go double wide out left, single wide, or double wide out right as well. Jackson on the right. They bring a man in motion. That's Fullerton. Here comes pressure up the middle to get the pass away. It's caught. Oh, a big hit by Williams as he just crushed the receiver, Fullerton. And the flag is down. Might be roughing the passer.
They're going to call Nor Shangalo for roughing the passer.
So it was a gain of 3. Would be 4th down if not for the penalty. Here comes the call.
Unless it was a hold.
Maybe they're looking over at the Thunderwolves bench, but we'll see here. Maybe they're just telling who committed it. Well, you've been saying Nor's
so bad. That is just so bad. They swallowed him up. I don't know how there's roughing when there's 14 people back there in the back.
Yeah, they collapsed the pocket again. Now they're saying blow to the head. You can see the referee saying he hit him in the head. John Riston having nothing of it. He just kind of waves his head. All right, whatever. Go get your flag. 1st and 10 now from the 22-yard line for Chadron State. This drive being kept alive by the yellow hanky. Trips to the right, single wide out left. Thunderwolves lead it 14-0. Holst now taking his time. Low snap and handles it. Here comes pressure, gets the pass away. Oh, boy. Pass sailed wide, and it's a good thing it did because there he was. Again, Darius Williams was right in the passing lane. That's one of those times you just wonder if Holst intentionally threw it that high.
I think he did that time. There was nothing there. Go Strider, the pattern's full.
Williams was right there. 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Bunch it to the right, trips to the right, just outside the hash mark. Single wide out left. Holst takes the snap, looks right, pump fake, runs the draw play to Jackson. He's hit, breaks one tackle, but not the second as he gets down to about the 20-yard line is all. It'll be a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Kind of almost the old Statue of Liberty there that time, Joe, where you kind of hold the ball like you're going to pass and then hand it off.
How good is Brandon Pear for not falling for it?
Yeah.
He stayed home and he basically arm tackled. That was number 8 tackling number 8 with an arm.
Yeah, if he breaks that tackle, then it's clear, because all the other DBs are running in the pattern with their receiver. So 3rd and 8, another chance for the Thunderwolves here on 3rd down to get off the field. Trips to the right, single wide out left. From the gun. Straight drop back.
They send everybody.
And over the middle, incomplete. And good job that time by Tanner Draper. Pulling up that time as the receiver was coming across the middle. Draper could have lit him up, but he knew it would have been a hit on a defenseless receiver. So for once, the Thunderwolves don't commit the foolish personal foul.
Well, like you said, 4 down territory just because they're inside the 20. This would be a 40-yard field goal into the wind.
They're down 14-0 here with 6:35 to go in the first half. They're going to go trips to the right, single wide out left. Seems like they go trips to the wide side every time. Thunderwolves have been getting pretty good pressure on this drive. See if they can dial it up one more time. Bring a man in motion. Here comes the pressure up the middle. Could be holding. They don't call it. Crossing pattern caught. Down to around the 11-yard line. It'll be a first down. I mean, they were holding Brandon Pear like you cannot believe, and they just let him get away with it. If you don't think geography matters...
Did they give him a first down on that, though? I don't know that they did.
Well, they brought the spot back a little bit.
And it was
now.
4th down. That's a change of possession.
They're going to have to bring the chains out. Joe, we talked about might get a measurement today for the first time.
Jim, I don't know that he got that.
Not the most fortunate spot for Chadron State here. And they were all lobbying for a better spot. They didn't get it.
Well, they're lucky they got a spot at all with the hold that was not called. They had that massive rush up the middle. He's probably got it by the nose of the football.
This is all going to depend on where they put that little tag that they put down on the 20 here and then stretch the chain from there.
I don't remember the last time we saw a measurement. Do you?
We talked about it. We don't think we've ever seen one this year. Stretch it out. Oh, the first pull was a little long.
He didn't get it.
He didn't get it. Thunderwolves are ready to celebrate. He's short. Thunderwolves take over. That is the ultimate karma, the ultimate justice, because they had no business getting the pass off to begin with holding Brandon Pear the way they did. And the Thunderwolves take over on downs.
Of course, Csu-Pueblo shut itself 16 times on the way down the field. When they put the ball down, we thought it was first down, move the chains, and then I looked at the spot, I go, they didn't...
Yeah, they didn't quite stretch it out far enough, did they?
And, the receiver could have.
Yeah.
He could have just turned his body, and he'd have had it by the length of a football.
Well, Thunderwolves go to the gun here. Dowson with Denard in the backfield. They bring Smith in motion, might run the jet sweep. Nope, they're going to run a counter to the left side to Denard, and he's hit immediately for no gain. Had a lot of movement that time, trying to get the linebackers influenced. Didn't work.
Again, now you're kind of in preservation mode. You like to burn some clock, shorten the game a little, shorten the half. You get the ball to start the third quarter. A couple first downs here.
6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 14-0. I'm still just flabbergasted that hold wasn't called. Right in front of the white hat. Second down. Boyd in motion to the right side. Resets. Draw play. Right side Denard. And he's hit immediately. But he's able to lunge forward out across the 15 to perhaps the 16-yard line.
It's 4.
It'll be third down now, and we'll call it 6. They need the 22 for the first down. 5:20 to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves lead it 14-0.
Look for a play, something in the flat, Jim. A little release in the flat.
Dowson from the pistol this time. Johnson to the left. Smith wide to the right. Washington in the slot to the right. Dowson takes the snap. Gets the pass away. Caught Johnson. He's got the first down out around the 25-yard line. Little turn-in pattern that time, and Rex with a strike that time to Johnson.
You know who made that play happen? Marche Denard. He picked up a block at the last minute, and it opened up a little bit of a window that Dowson saw Amon Johnson.
That's a key first down here because it lets the Thunderbolts move some more clock off here.
You know, you go back to J.B. Matthews and Jesse Lewis, and if you don't block in this offense, you don't play in this offense.
Right. And Jamal Johnson, he was a good look.
Well, Cam was a heck of a block.
Dowson under center this time. Long count. Runs the draw play right side to Nard. He's hitting the backfield, but breaks the tackle. Puts his head down and wedges out to about the 28-yard line. He'll pick up 2, maybe 3 on the play. They unpile everybody. They're going to mark it at the 28. So gain of 2, second down and 8, but more time will run off here. Down to 4 minutes to go in the first half. Thunderbolts leading at 14-0. All you're doing right now, Joe, like you mentioned, you're trying to just get out of this half, but if you get another first down or 2, then you can start thinking of maybe going into the 2-minute drill. But right now, you're just trying to preserve your lead, all your good work.
Well, sure. You don't want to give them any momentum with 3 minutes to go in the half. You don't want to give them anything to talk about at halftime.
Boyd in motion to the right side of the formation, resets. Fake the draw. Dowson in the pocket, looks down the middle. He's going for it all, looking for Washington. Pass sails incomplete. Triple covered that time, yeah. Kind of fouled things up there with that thinking. Thunderbolts elected to take their shot right there.
You know, and they do that often. We actually kid them a little bit for taking too many shots like that, but that's only the second time today they've tried to throw deep. Of course, when Chris Bonner was a quarterback, that's all they did. And he just had guys run under it and catch him for touchdowns.
Yeah, he was a little different animal.
Paul Browning, probably the best there ever was. Kieran Duncan.
3rd and 8 here for the Thunderwolves. They show blitz up along the line of scrimmage. They back out of it. Dowson steps up, pass left side, almost intercepted. Trying to get it to Amon Johnson. So it'll be 4th down. Now the Thunderbolts will have to punt it away with 3:32 to go here in the first half.
Ball was underthrown. Chadron did a good job on that route.
So everything we kind of talked about, Joe, with the clock management there by those last 2 incompletions, kind of throw it out the window. Now Chadron plenty of time to operate here late in the first half.
Well, they went against the book. They went against the grain. They shook things up.
Well, Kuda had his worst punt of the year on his last attempt. Let's see what he backs it up with here. And they run the fake punt. To Riston, he's got all kinds of room. He's across the 40, 45, 50, 45. Thunderbolts have a first down in Eagle territory. They run the fake punt to Michael Riston, and he blew it up for big yardage. And the fans are stunned. Stunned here in Chadron, Nebraska. I'm stunned.
You know, Michael Riston started his career here as a defensive lineman, moved to tight end, and his Uncle John said, go back to defensive end. But what a great run.
Yeah, it was like a throwback Saturday for the running play for Riston, and it was a beauty. Man, they just ran forever all the way down to the 41-yard line. Now the Thunderbolts think about more points here to finish off this. They were just lulling them asleep there, Joe.
Yeah, you definitely want to score now.
From the pistol. Denard in the backfield. Take the handoff. Dowson steps up into the pocket. Looks down the middle. Here comes late pressure. He gets away from it. Now looks up the sideline. Fires to Morgan Smith, and he dropped it. Flag comes down.
He might have been beyond the line of scrimmage or had an illegal man downfield.
Yeah, I think he was either beyond or Keith Head was beyond. Keith Head was 3 yards up the field. And it is illegal man downfield on the Thunderbolts. Keith Head was the guilty party that time.
But you can't blame him because your quarterback took off.
Yeah, you think he's going to run with it. That'll be a 5-yard mark off. Not the most damaging penalty in the world, only a 5-yarder, so it's 1st and 15 from the 46-yard line of the Eagles.
It's a bad penalty when you get a big chunk on a great pass play.
In some ways, you might rather have 1st and 15 than 2nd and 10. I'm not sure that's true, but you feel better about it. From the pistol this time, Dowson. Takes the snap. Bubble screen right. Johnson's got it. Gets up the sideline. He's inside the 40.
Dude, he took 3 strides and had 7 yards. Did you see that? He took like these 3 big steps.
He's all the way down to the 38-yard line. So it brings up 2nd down and 7. So they bounce back nicely after the penalty call. We're down to 2:35 to go. Clock running as it restarts.
I like that play by Amon Johnson. He didn't waste any time. He got the ball and took 3 steps and had 9 yards.
From the pistol again. Smith wide to the left. They give it to Marche up the middle. Oh, nice hole. He's got the first down and more inside the 30. Bangs his way down to about the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 Thunderwolves. Clock stops. 2:14 to go here in the first half. Pack on top. 14-0.
You know, I'm going to say this now with 2:11 to go in the first half. If this team somehow does not make the playoffs, it's a shame. This is fun to watch.
And they're kind of rounding into form here, aren't they, this last couple of weeks? From the pistol again. Denard off the right side. He's hit. Gets forward for a yard, maybe 2. John Riston quickly comes in and calls timeout. So we'll take one with him. 1:51 to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves lead at 14-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. We keep our eye on the scoreboard today. In the first critical game the Thunderwolves fans need to be watching, Sioux Falls and Minnesota State. Well, Sioux Falls is leading Minnesota State 20-13 as they head to the 4th quarter there. Sioux Falls, one of those one-loss teams, taking on an undefeated team.
So you need Minnesota State in that game. You need Sioux Falls to lose, and yet they're winning.
So if that upset does happen, if any one of those one-loss teams wins, then it all comes down to Mesa having to lose tonight. As it is right now, Thunderwolves on top 14-0. They face 2nd down and 9 from the 25-yard line of the Eagles with 1:51 to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves looking to increase on their lead here. Okay, Amon Johnson it looks like a chin strap problem or a helmet issue. He has to come out of the ball game. Thunderwolves got a lot of depth there on this side of the field, though, as Forsgren comes in. Tight formation here, though. They bring Smith in motion across the formation to the left. He kind of resets. Dowson straight drop back. Now steps up into the pocket. He can run forever. And he kind of hesitated. Gets it down to about the 20. I think if he takes off right away, Joe, he might have had a little bit more than that, but he kind of waited. He wanted to get Smith coming on a curl route in the end zone, but didn't have enough time. He gets down to the 20.
He'll take that 6 right up the middle, though.
It makes it manageable here. 3rd and 4 now for the Thunderwolves. They need the 16-yard line for the first down. Smith in the slot to the right this time. Dowson goes up under center. They bring Smith in motion across the formation to the left. Straight drop back by Dowson. Looks right, fires right. Low throw to Johnson. He's right at the sticks. It's a first down.
Yep.
At the 15. All the Chadron players are saying incomplete, but it looked like Johnson got his hands underneath it, and that's the signal. First down for the Thunderwolves. Great grab that time. Well, you can see, Joe, he did get his hands. He scooped. Made it inviting.
You know, had he looked at Marche Denard in the flat, he was uncovered.
So we're down to 54 seconds to go here in the quarter. Thunderwolves with a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Dowson under center. They could run it. They run the draw play to Denard, and he bangs his way down to about the 12. Thunderwolves will take another timeout here. Their 2nd of the half. 45 seconds to go. First half. Thunderwolves on top 14-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
14-0, Thunderwolves on top. They'll face a 2nd down and 8 call from the 14, maybe the 13-yard line, looks like. Yeah, 13-yard line of the Eagles here. Already leading the game 14-0. Stay with us at halftime. We'll run down a lot of those scenarios after we give you the summary of the first half numbers, as well as scores from around the country, and then we'll try to touch base on what needs to happen today for the Thunderwolves to keep on playing football after today. So far, they're taking care of their business. They're up 14-0, looking for more here. It's like Johnson and Smith to the right this time. The tight end heavy package to the left side is Boyd and Smith on this side. They bring Smith across the formation in motion to the left. Dowson straight drop back. corner route, looking for Johnson back of the end zone. He has got it with one hand. Signal yet.
Touchdown.
Touchdown is the signal now. He caught that with one hand with the right arm, kind of cradled it in. The side judge and the back judge both looked at each other. They conferred.
Because it was
touchdown.
Did he just catch that the way we thought he did?
So extra point attempt upcoming here.
Quiet in this crowd.
Yeah, it has gotten very quiet. The extra point kick is up, and it is good. 39 seconds to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves lead at 21-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
21-0. Thunderwolves on top. Well, that score courtesy of, really goes back, Joe, to the fake punt by Michael Riston.
How about Michael Riston on? We're going to have to figure out how far that run was. But he motored, and then he straight-armed a guy, like buried his face.
Kickoff upcoming here. 39 seconds to go in the half. Wood and Allen back deep to receive, and this time it's going to be Allen in the end zone. He's going to down it. The other attempts today have been by Brian Wood, but this time Carter, he got into that. But flag is down now out here around the 25-yard line. Got a little extracurricular activity here. Always worry about this when you're doing Thunderwolves football. Who'd they catch with a personal foul this time?
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Kicking team number 40. The 15-yard penalty will be added on to a touchdown side.
And before you go all off on me getting on the Thunderwolves, well, it's
Miles Matthews.
It just tell you,
goes from the 25 to the 40 now with 39 seconds to go.
It's almost in their DNA this year to get silly personal fouls, and that's a silly one. That's a selfish personal foul. Now it puts Chadron State out around the 40-yard line with 39 seconds to go. You complete 3 or 4 passes, you're right down to where you can get a field goal. Now in the grand scheme, say, well, what's the field goal? But it's still points on the board that they shouldn't get.
You had them pinned back to the 25. You broke their spirit. Now you gave them some daylight.
The ball's at the 40-yard line. Holst from the pistol this time. I hand it off to Jackson here, try to spring one. Low snap. They play action, though. Holst now. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass away. Deep corner route. Flag is now going to be another holding penalty here on the Thunderwolves. Darius Williams, he held up that time Jackson Dickerson during the pattern, so this could be another 10-yard penalty against the Thunderwolves. Almost guarantee it here.
Do they not realize he's an all-conference, all-American? He knows what he's doing. He knows how to play the position.
Defense number 20. 10-yard
Darius just glares at the head linesman over on this sideline. Guarantee that's just exactly what he's thinking, Joe. It's like, come on.
The ball wasn't catchable for one thing. Not that matters, but look, they don't even know where they're lining up.
We're way offside here. Now they get back up on the line of scrimmage. Down to 33 seconds to go here. Ball's at midfield. Thunderwolves a little confusion on their defense here. Low snap, but it's handled. Great pressure. Gets the pass. He dropped. And Brandon Pear just blasted Dalton Holst as he delivered that ball.
Jim, that was a free shot. And then his receiver doesn't even hang on to the ball for it.
Yeah, exactly. You pay the price by standing in there for that shot, and then you drop it. Bubble screen right, ball caught, pinned against the sideline, gets maybe a yard or two on the play. That's just not very imaginative thinking there. Throwing the screen pinned against the sideline to Dickerson. It gains 3 yards, stops the clock, but we're down to 26 seconds to go. Thunderwolves would gladly take 4 3-yard gains and go to the locker room. 3rd and 7 here for the Eagles. Natives growing restless below us here. Holst from the gun. Double wide out left, single wide out right. And the Thunderwolves jump offside. And that's going to be unabated to the quarterback, I think, this time.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Ball was caught, but the whistle blown. As Josh Croy was into the backfield that time, you got to blow the whistle when you're that far up the field.
So you go 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 2.
Defense number 10, elevated to the quarterback.
Yeah, once they do that, that's safe self-preservation right there.
And as it turns out, it works out for the Thunderwolves because they blew the whistle dead and the ball was completed up the sideline for about 30 yards.
But everybody stopped.
So it's 3rd down now and 2 from the 42-yard line. Double wide out left, single wide out right. 26 seconds to go here in the half. Look over the middle, fire over the middle, ball caught. Nice grab there down to the 31-yard line. Stuck it in there as Wright with the grab, and now Chadron State will take the timeout. Guess who the clock operator belongs to? Only 3 seconds go off the clock on that play. We're down to 23 seconds ago. Timeout on the field on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Well, Joe, usually it's a monumental task getting a play off in 5 seconds.
And that one took 3.
Took 3 on a completion over the middle. Oh, it's good to be at home. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line for the Eagles here, trying to dent the scoreboard here. They trail it 21-0. Thunderwolves anxious along the line of scrimmage.
They've confused Holst all day.
Bring a man in motion, now reset. They're going to roll the pocket left. Has some time this time. Comes back to the right. Ball's going to be intercepted. Draper's got it inside the 10.
And he's got a wall.
Across the 30, 35, cuts back inside. He's taken down at the 41-yard line. Tanner Draper playing center field that time. That was an easy pick.
Just with 12 seconds to go. He doesn't have the return skills that Emory Taylor or Darius Williams has.
So Thunderwolves will take over. I'd imagine just come out here, go victory formation one time with 12 seconds to go in the half. You're going to get the ball first to start the second half. And they indeed just come out here into victory formation. They're going to gather around Rex Dowson as Smith and Johnson get to either hip. Michi plays back. Take the knee one time, and we'll head on to the locker room. And there it is. And time will run out here on the first half. It's a good one for the Thunderwolves. They finish it off in style with the interception. They lead it 21-0 at halftime. Back with our halftime show right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here on the campus of Chadron State College. Thunderwolves on top 21-0 here at halftime. Let's get you caught up on the way this game unfolded. Thunderwolves scored early on. They, after getting a blocked field goal, got the ball in Chadron State territory, and eventually Marche Denard would go in from 2 yards out. The extra point was good. They led it 7-0. That's the way we ended the first quarter. Then the Thunderwolves kind of continued to drive from the end of the first quarter on into the second quarter. They would go 61 yards in 12 plays. This time it was Rex Dowson on a quarterback sneak from a yard out. The extra point was good. They led it 14-0 with 11:38 to go in the second quarter. Then the Thunderwolves would get the score late. Looked like they were going to have to give the ball up to Chadron State with a little, about 3.5 minutes to go in the first half, and instead they set up on 4th down and they ran the fake punt to Michael Riston. He took it up the right sideline, and Riston on the play gained 31 yards to set the Thunderwolves up in good shape. They'd eventually move it on into the end zone as Amon Johnson, an incredible one-handed grab in the back corner, right corner of the end zone from Rex Dowson. The extra point good. It was a 14-play, 87-yard drive. Thunderwolves finished off the first half with a Tanner Draper interception. They lead it 21-0. Back with the totals right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome Welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves on top 21-0 at halftime. Here are the numbers from the first half. Thunderwolves 14 first downs, Chadron with 9. Thunderwolves 107 on the ground, 100 through the air, 207 yards total offense on 43 plays from scrimmage. Chadron State 46 on the ground, 38 through the air, 84 yards in total offense on 31 plays. Thunderwolves had 17 minutes, 33 seconds of possession. Chadron State 12-27. Thunderwolves were 5 of 8 on third down. Chadron State only 1 of 5. Thunderwolves were 1 of 1 on fourth down. It was a big one when they converted the fake punt. Thunderwolves 3 for 3 in the red zone. Chadron State, they're 0 for 2 in the red zone this afternoon. Denard, 15 carries for 61 yards and the touchdown. Riston, that 1 carry for 31. Dowson, 3 for 10. Smith, 3 carries for 6 yards. He's run the Wildcat on 3 different occasions today. Jackson, 9 carries for 43 yards for Chadron State. Brown, 1 carry for 3. Dowson, 12 of 20. No interceptions, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. He wasn't sacked. Holst, 9 of 21. 2 picks, 38 yards. No sacks, no touchdowns. Johnson, 7 catches for 59 yards and the spectacular touchdown. Rivers, 2 for 11. Smith, 1 for 14. Boyd, 1 for 12. Dickerson caught 5 for only 7 yards in the first half for Chadron State. Wright, 2 for 19. Brown, 1 for 9. Fullerton, 1 for 3. Croy had 4 tackles. Williams, Draper, and Sears with 3. Wood with 10 tackles for Chadron State. Johnson with 7. Box with 4. Barthwell with 3. Thunderwolves lead at 21-0 at halftime. Back with our scores right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back. Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves on top, 21-0 at halftime. Let's get you caught up on scores from around the country. The game right now we're keeping an eye on, Sioux Falls and Minnesota State. Sioux Falls opened up a 10-point lead. They led 23-20. But just moments ago, Minnesota State hit a 61-yard touchdown pass to pull within 3, and then they get a fumble from Sioux Falls, take over in Sioux Falls territory, but the drive is on life support right now as they are facing a 4th down and 8 right now from the Sioux Falls 41-yard line. So you got to feel like you're probably going to punt it away and play field position, try to pin them deep. So that's one of those games the Thunderwolves need to go their way. They need Minnesota State to come from behind to win it, because if that doesn't happen, then later on this evening you'll have to see Mesa lose to Azusa Pacific. So here are the scores we're watching now from the RMAC. All early on, of course. Close to halftime now. Mines leads Black Hills 14-13. Second quarter score, Fort Lewis over Dixie State 10-0. Early first quarter, Highlands and Adams State no score. South Dakota Mines has an early touchdown in Gunnison today. They lead 7-0 early on in the first quarter there. And as we mentioned, Mesa will be at Azusa Pacific later on the night, 7 o'clock. Kickoff our time if you want to watch that game online and root like heck for Azusa Pacific, because the Thunderwolves are going to need that to happen. Here's the other games in the region today. We mentioned this Sioux Falls, Minnesota State game. It's down to 2:01 to go. Minnesota State has actually called a timeout with 2:01 to go. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 8. Could be the play of the game right there. If Sioux Falls holds on, they will share the conference title with Minnesota State. Other games we're watching tonight, Midwestern State, the 5th-ranked team in the country, also from this super region. They play a night game tonight at Eastern New Mexico. Texas A&M Commerce leads 7-0 over Tarleton State in the first quarter. Central Washington and Humboldt State, they play later this afternoon. Last night, Winona State defeated Augustana. So those are the games from the Super Region. Minnesota Duluth also leading Mary today, 21-7 in the first quarter of that one. So Mary only a 1-9 record. Got to feel like Duluth's going to win that ball game. Elsewhere in Division II today, the number 1 ranked team in the country, IUP, in Indiana of Pennsylvania, they have defeated Westchester 24-7. We mentioned number 2 Minnesota State's score. Findlay was upset today, the 24th ranked team in the country, a team we're familiar with, Ohio Dominican. Whenever they came in and played the playoff game at the Thunderbolt, they won today 49-24, did Ohio Dominican. Shepherd, they lead Virginia Wise 42-21 in the third quarter. Fourth quarter score, Ashland leads Saginaw Valley 24-13. Fourth quarter score, Assumption leads Bentley 31-28. Third quarter score, number 25, Grand Valley leads Tiffin 28-7. It's final. Number 6, Ferris State defeats Michigan Tech 49-7. Update on the Minnesota Duluth score. They lead 55-14 over University of Mary. And halftime score, number 13, Wingate trails Tusculum 27-7. So those are scores from around the country. Everything else later on this afternoon. Oh, here's one. UIndy, former playoff opponent for the Thunderwolves, they lead Notre Dame 35-14. Not that Notre Dame, the other Notre Dame. Northwest Missouri at halftime, they lead Missouri Western 17-0. Fort Hays State, they lead Nebraska Kearney 7-0. Game being played in Hays, Kansas today. And West Alabama and North Greenville tied at 7-7 in the first quarter. Let's go to the big side of the house, shall we? See what's happening on Football Bowl Series. Well, you know what? Actually, we're going to have to get some of those scores later. We're up against our time. So we'll sprinkle some of those scores in as we move along. Back with the second half right after this. Thunderwolves lead it 21-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska, as we get set for the second half here. Thunderwolves on top 21-0. Well, Joe, what do you look for here in this second half?
Well, Csu-Pueblo gets the ball to start the half, and they'll have the wind at their back. We would say they'd like to see some Marche Denard just, eat some clock, and we got places to be, Jim.
Exactly.
No, just kidding. But we'd like to see Csu-Pueblo just establish it. You want to shorten this game. You're up 3 scores on the road in a semi-hostile environment, although people here are very, very nice.
They are indeed.
So just take care of business and get out of here. And then just cross your fingers.
Well, I'm just posting something to my Facebook page. There's an old-timer down here. He's probably been to a lot of ball games at this park. And they're tearing down the place, but he has got one of the most creative hats you'll ever see. I just put it on my Facebook page. It's got a shoebox with little flaps on it, with the numbers on it. He loves himself some Chadron State football.
Well, and I saw it. It's Truett Box. So he's got a box on his head. And Truett Box is a starter on this team and played a decent half. He was dancing before the game. I did notice that.
Yeah. Gotta love the spirit.
Will Morgan all the way down to the 10 with his kick.
Taking it to 10, 15, 20 by Donnell, 25. Nice move, 30, 35 up the middle of the field. Tries to get outside, but he's taken down at about the 44-yard line. Excellent return, excellent start to the second half for the Thunderwolves.
And he ran that how it was blocked. That's what I love about it, all the way out to the 44.
Well, excellent start for the Thunderwolves here. Truett Box, he's out of Colorado. Cheyenne Wells, he's about as far east of Colorado, in Colorado, you can get. Cheyenne Wells out on the plains. So 1st and 10 Thunderwolves from the 44-yard line. Bring Boyd in motion across the formation. Resets on the left side. Fake the draw play. Here's Dowson stepping up in the pocket, fires up the sideline, incomplete, trying to get it to Boyd. He was chucked along the sideline.
Yeah, that's an illegal use. The ball was in the air. Zach Boyd's going to say that's just a hold.
It's almost like it was trying to back shoulder throw that time, and they didn't let Boyd turn around to catch it on his back shoulder.
They also forced him out of bounds, so the official doesn't have his hat on. That usually means somebody goes out of bounds, so you got to fight your way to get back in.
But I don't think Boyd ever touched it, so it wouldn't be a violation.
Right.
That's only a penalty if he does touch it.
Wouldn't be an RMAC game if the officials didn't assert themselves.
Pass interference on the defense number 2.
Collective.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll let the fans editorialize for you there below us, folks.
As Jim likes to say, know your geography.
Yeah, you've gotten every call today, so the one goes against you, you get irate. That's the way it goes usually.
That's football.
Well, it's 1st and 10. It reminds me of our old buddy Bob Hoffman. Used to coach Fort Lewis basketball. He used to get every call there was, and the minute one would go against him, he was irate. I said, well, it's because he was used to getting every one of them. Here's the draw play. Denard hitting the backfield, breaks the tackle, and gets forward for maybe a yard. He's 2nd down now and 9 for the Thunderwolves.
Zach Boyd was the lead blocker on that from tight end on that position. He couldn't find anybody to block. He looked inside, looked outside, ended up not blocking anyone. And again, we have not seen Aaron Eckhoff today. We saw his parents before the game. Tight end, he's a starting tight end. I don't know if he's sick or injured.
Well, Joe, get this. Minnesota State has just scored a touchdown. They've taken the lead under a minute to play at Sioux Falls. There's still hope for the Thunderwolves. Boyd in motion to the right side, resets. Take the draw. Dowson in the pocket, looks right, fires right. Nice strike caught. Ribrich across the 25, stiff arm down to about the 20, maybe the 18-yard line. Kevin Ribrich deep in pattern that time. And Dowson, man, did he throw a strike. He has just come into his own here late in the season as Rex Dowson. And Ribrich, he knows how to play the position. John Risson loves about him. He just runs great patterns.
At times you worry about that yard after catch on that because he's fighting for so many yards. But no, does a great job of securing the football and going.
Ball at the 18-yard line, just inside the left hash mark. Two wideouts to the right, including Ribrich. Denard alone back up under center. It's Dowson.
A lot of under center today for Rex Dowson.
Gives it to Denard off the right side, and he gets it down to around the 15-yard line.
They'll show it if you...
It's the old John Risson theory, patience. You got to just keep running in there. Sooner or later, you're going to break one.
We kidded him the other night on the coach show about his patience. He's shown more patience than we've seen in a while. Usually he'd be irate with the running game if they're not going, but he says he's getting wise with age.
4.5 years.
Second down and 7 from the 15-yard line.
I just call it getting old.
Not maturing?
Not for me.
Okay. Up under center again, it's Dowson. Smith and Washington to the left side this time. They run the draw play to Denard.
I like this.
Has the lead block. He's across the 10. Puts his head down. Bangs his way down to about the 4-yard line. That was a powerful run behind the tight ends. Joe, we've become spoiled through the years. It's a thing of beauty watching the Thunderwolves run the football.
And what I liked about that is that he bopped it out, and there was daylight. And once you get that daylight, it's sort of, you got to love that, because what we see, he sees even better. So there was just some place for him to run that time, all the way down to the 5.
First and goal from the 5-yard line. Dowson up under center. Denard with him again. Gives it to Marche, right up the middle, bounces it to the goal line, touchdown, Thunderwolves. There's a lot of bodies left in the wake that time. Hit to the ground. That's when you know you're doing your job blocking, Joe, when you see defensive linemen getting up off the ground.
And what did I say? What I expect for the first part of this? Just Marche Denard.
The Thunderwolves up 27-0 with the extra point upcoming. Good snap. Kick is up, and it is good. Excellent start to the second half for the Thunderwolves. They lead it 28-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Well, just a great drive for the Thunderwolves there, Joe. They sprinkled in the pass when they needed it, but they got it on the ground as well. It was just a way to start a second half.
Well, you think about the 30-yard pass reception from Ribrich. He turned in on that play. That Dowson with a dart. You don't want to be in a pub with Dowson throwing darts, man. If he throws darts like he does footballs,
you're going to be in for a long night.
Yeah. God, he looks like I was watching him throw before the game warming up, and he was warming up with Brandon Edwards. Usually quarterbacks don't warm up together so you don't break somebody's fingers, and he was just humming it.
Ball taken at the 3-yard line across the 10, 15, 20. Nice cut, but Thunderwolves pretty good coverage that time.
He got it to the 25, but at least that time he had to earn it.
And Marcus Lawrence didn't really buy into the fake that time. He gets right up and tells the man, "You can't fake me out." Speaking of those dartboards, Joe, remind me after the game. I had a great dartboard joke to tell you. I can't tell it on the radio because it's a little off color, of course.
No, not you.
It involves Australians and a man with no arms and no legs.
That's Jim
and
Brooks.
A dartboard.
That's Jim Brooks, listeners, not me. Jim.
In a pub in Australia. Just imagine that's the scenario there. A scene setter. And here's the handoff right side, and the Thunderbolts just collapse it.
Derek Jackson wanted no part of that run, and Brandon Payer and Norris Angola made him pay.
Well, Thunderbolts now, they just look bigger. They look meaner. As the game goes along, and that body language you talk about, you can just see the linemen for Chadron State as the game goes along. They just kind of stand there, hands on hip. They look a lot like the Thunderbolts looked down Fort Lewis,
Yeah.
Just kind of struggling. 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. Holst with a long count. Gives it to Jackson off the left side. He's hit immediately
That's
again.
not Jackson.
That's a backup back. Beg your pardon. Good call there, Joe. That's the big man they bring in the ball game. That's Kevin Coy. We've seen him before have good games. He's a junior out of Davenport, Florida. He's a pretty good back. I always thought
you do
Coy.
some recruiting if you get Florida kids to Chadron.
Yeah. So now it is 3rd and 9. I'm not sure what happened. Derek got hurt on that first down run.
Well, or maybe just trying to mix it up a little bit down 28.
Thunderbolts jump, but
and they get it.
The flag does come down. Here is pressure, and they're going to get him, but he gets away. Holst now rolls to his right. He's got all kinds of
Tanner Draper.
Runs him out of bounds. He'll be short of the first down, but now the penalty is going to be offside against the Thunderbolts. So you're going to take away the gain here, take the 5 yards, and we'll play 3rd down again. It'll be 3rd and about 4. Well, I wasn't sure that Croy was in the neutral zone there. He definitely jumped, but I thought he got back, but evidently not.
And now he's getting sent off. Herb Smith.
Yeah, the defensive line coach. Right up in his
there
grill.
aren't many guys on the sidelines bigger than your players. Herb Smith's bigger than all of them. The first guy he grabbed. Come here.
And it is over in Sioux Falls. Minnesota State has defeated Sioux Falls 27-23. That's good news for Thunderbolts fans.
They could be done. Sioux Falls could be out.
Holst takes the snap. Here comes pressure, gets the pass away. Oh, Williams thought he had it, but it's completed across the 40, 45, 50, down the sideline, breaking tackles into the clear. And then finally taken down from behind as Williams stayed with it all the way down to the 20-yard line. Threaded the needle that time to Brandon Fullerton, as I thought Williams was going to intercept it, but he missed. He whiffed on the attempt. And then he ends up chasing him down the sideline.
59 yards on that. They go to quick, no huddle.
Here's Coy up the middle down to about the 16-yard line. A gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Kind of astonished on that play. Looked like the Thunderbolts were going to get it broken up. But then again, the offside penalty, Joe. Penalties, whether big or small, they can kill you. And this is leading to an opportunity here for Chadron State. Double wide out to each side. Coy remains in the game, the lone back here on 2nd down and 6. Here comes pressure off the edge. Hit. Ball is deflected. They're going to say it's. Are they going to say it's a fumble?
No,
they never did signal incomplete.
The referee did.
No, he didn't. He
did. No, he called it incomplete. Now he doesn't know if he wants to. He doesn't know if he wants to call it that.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw him signal that and blow his whistle.
Well, then why go through all the histrionics, letting the play go on and let guys to get a chance to get hurt? That's why, if you're going to call it incomplete, be emphatic about it.
Well, this is the RMAC, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
So it's 3rd down now, and we'll call it 7. Looks like they moved the ball back to about the 17-yard line. So 3rd and 7 from the 17. Holst from the gun. Oh, snap, he handles it. Over the middle, caught. 1st down, inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line. Square in pattern that time.
Jim, that time the receiver just got in front of Emery Taylor on that slant. And you're kind of in no man's land when that happens.
Well, it's 1st and goal for the Eagles at the 6-yard line. Bring an extra blocker into the backfield this time. And flag is down.
That's illegal motion.
Be a false start here against the Eagles.
defense number 7, 5 yards, remaining first down.
Called on Adam Fusilier, the starting right guard, junior out of North Hollywood, California. Marks it back to the 11, so it'll be first and goal from the 11 now for Chadron State. It's 28-0. Thunderbolts on top. 9:04 to go here in the third quarter.
On the 11-yard line.
Now we have a stoppage. Got an equipment problem. They're looking at Sizer. He came out of the game earlier, and whatever he tried to fix, he didn't fix it right, so they're sending him out again, so they'll have to bring Brady Opp in again. So whatever Sizer has going on, it's not working. But nobody's...
Well, they sent 2 guys in. I'm like, he's big, but you can't use 2 for 1 there. That's not fair.
I don't see him checking anything on his equipment, but...
Must have been a chin strap or something. No, wait.
And now they're saying he can come back in the game, and now Opp comes out. That's goofy. I'm wondering if Opp had to come out of the game and the officials didn't notice it, that he did go out. So Sizer's back in now because he had come out earlier. These guys. Jay Long wants an explanation. I want an explanation, frankly.
It's 28-0. I don't care. Start the clock.
Now they do wind it. First and goal from the 11. Holtz looks like he's changing the play here. Trips to the right. Single wide out left. Straight drop back. Pass over the middle. Incomplete. He was going for the big tight end on the crosser that time. Matt Reeder.
You know, Jim, that was a nice little route, and it was open. It was just a bad throw.
Reeder, he is a good-looking receiver. He lines up wide to the right that time. He's built like a tight end. 225-pound junior out of Appleton, Wisconsin. Hasn't caught a touchdown this year. 7 catches for 70 yards. Second and goal from the 11-yard line. Again, same formation. Trips to the right, single wide out left from the gun. Coy remains the running back. Straight drop back. Looks, fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. Almost intercepted. Are they going to say no? It's hit the ground. As Sears tried to get his hands up underneath it, doesn't quite secure it. So it'll be third and goal from the 11.
You know, I know this sounds trivial in the grand scheme of things, but this defense is a prideful defense, and they want another shutout. They've given up 1 touchdown in the last 3 weeks. They wanted. This is big.
And that was a phantom touchdown, that one with Western State.
Yeah.
Third and goal. Double wide out to each side this time. Straight drop back. Now flush from the pocket. Holtz rolling right, throws corner route, and he throws it out of bounds.
Not even
way
close.
Over everybody, trying to get. Reeder was in the area.
Now, why do you kick a field goal here?
Just to avoid the shutout, I guess, and that's what they're going to do.
Fake it, maybe.
Don't want to be shut out on the last game in history here at Don Beebe Stadium. This version of Don Beebe Stadium. The new place will be called Don Beebe, but it'll be a whole.
Will it be?
I saw that on the sign out here.
You better pony up, Donnie.
Exactly.
It's not Memorial, because he's still alive.
Low snap, but it's handled. Thunderbolts got through there, but they don't. That flag comes down. Kick is no good. But now, what's the penalty?
Chadron State is no good. There is a penalty flag on the play.
Brandon Payer wants to get in there and say, what do we do here? You know, there was something before the game we didn't talk about. There's these little corners on the goalposts that look like they're welded in.
Here's the call.
Illegal formation on the kicking team.
Illegal formation. They did a lot of shifting right as they lined up. They shifted a bunch of guys over to the left side. Evidently not enough guys on the line of scrimmage. So the Thunderbolts shutout is intact. It remains 28-0 with 8:30 to go here in the third quarter.
And you know why that is? Because on that long pass play, Darius Williams got beat in coverage and still made the tackle all the way down the field.
Yeah, he did chase him down. That was an incredible play. Yeah, if he'd given up and sulked on the play, it would have been an easy touchdown. So Thunderbolts take over from their own 20. Dowson from the pistol this time as Michi is the back.
Does not have a carry today, I don't believe, does he?
Look back here, I'm thinking, dredging my mind. Oh, it's intercepted inside the 20, 10, 5, drive, touchdown. Picked off on the play by Tyler Lewis. They're trying to throw a quick little square in that time to Forsgren, and he jumped the route and takes it into the end zone for the touchdown.
I don't think Rex Dowson saw him. And if he did, it was a nicely home ball right to him. But a pick six.
Chadron State now. Almost looks like they might be going for two here. They're having quite a discussion before they're going to send the offense out, or are they going to kick it?
That looks like the offense.
Well, they're going to line up in a weird formation here. Now, they could adjust out of this into a kicking formation, I suppose. Here they snap it. They roll right, looking right, trying to run it to the corner. Pass is low, incomplete. The two-point conversion fails. So 8:23 to go here in the third quarter. Chadron State on the board. Thunder will still lead it 28-6 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Thunderwolves on top 28-6. Pick six for Chadron State gets them on the scoreboard. Just what it does, it gives them a little ray of hope here. They got a little juice now along the sideline and in the stadium here. Imperative for the Thunderwolves offense now to restore a little order here on this possession.
I just don't think Rex Dowson saw him on that play. And
here's the kick taken at the 14-yard line across the 25, 30. Larson gets outside. He's out around the 39-yard line.
There's an illegal block. Kevin Jordan, he should be called for one. He was riding the guy in the back all the way down. So it's a nice return, but it's gonna be backed up.
Yeah, instead of the 39, it's gonna go probably back around the 29, maybe the 28. Flag is laying at the 37-yard line. Had an injured player, Brian Wood, on the play. Looked like a cramp. He had or turned an ankle. They're taping up his left ankle down there on the sideline for Chadron State on that last play. Man, how hard is it to make a penalty call? These officials, they're killing me.
This is like the commercial. I'll have the
over-explain and over-talk everything.
For an illegal block in the back.
There were 2 fouls on the play, both by the return team. Holding number 47 and 16 of the return team. After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 47 of the return team.
Wow.
Both fouls are being forced.
That's why they had such a long discussion. So that marks it all the way back to the 14-yard line. So the Thunderwolves, instead of having it out at the 39, now they're backed up at their own 14-yard line. But again, another senseless personal on the Thunderwolves.
How many times they kept them, and they called?
It was Ronnie Bennett they called.
On all of it.
Yeah. They go to the Wildcat here. It's going to be direct snap. Smith, he takes it. He's going to run around the left side, and he's running for his life, retreats, looking for a block, tries to get to the edge, and he's hit down for a loss all the way back at the 10-yard line. Running for his life from the very start, and it's going to be a loss of 4. It'll be second down now and 14.
A little bit of life now with the Chadron fans. I mean, you're 22 down, but they're.
Well, they scored 22 points in a quarter last week in the first quarter.
And they're cheering a little bit.
Yeah, so they get a quick stop here with some field position with 7:40 to go here in the third quarter. It's 28-6. Thunderwolves on top. Dowson under center here. And they'll run it to Denard. Nice cut there, but he gets it back just across the line of scrimmage. And he's still on his feet, never does go down, but the whistle is blown. And he's going to gain maybe 3, maybe 4 on the play. They blew it dead as he was still on his feet fighting for yardage. Back to the 13, so it's going to be third down and 11 now for the Thunderwolves. Chadron State fans are into it here now. A few of them left at halftime. They'd given up. Those that have stayed are making some noise with their cowbells.
Yeah, it's more cosmetic than the amount of people who are actually here.
From the pistol, Dowson, out pattern, caught by Morgan Smith, tries to get up the sideline, breaks one tackle, sticks his hand on the ground, gets forward. He's got the first down, I believe.
Maybe.
He lunged forward. It depends on if he kept that knee off the ground long enough. The spot is at the 25. It is a first down for the Thunderwolves. Great play by Morgan Smith. Second effort getting the first down for the Thunderwolves.
Yeah, that last little lunge, you got to understand, Morgan Smith is 6'5", 250. He looks like a linebacker. Plays tight end.
Johnson out of the game. Boyd in now for the Thunderwolves. That quiets the fans for the moment here as we're down to 6:15 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves on top, 28-6. Dowson under center. Double wide out right. Denard alone back. They give it to Marche. Up the middle. Puts his head down. Bangs his way. Look at him push that pile.
Still going.
Out to around the 30-yard line. That looked like a little harmless 2-yard gain that turned into 5. Tough to get the beast on the ground, isn't it?
He's just solid. There's Aaron Eckhoff. You know, he must be sick, Jim, because he
looks like he's dragging a little bit out there. But he didn't play much at all in the first half, if any. I'm with you. I don't remember seeing him out there as it was. We even saw Guerra into the ball game. We got an injury on the field here for Chadron State. Ryan Wood being escorted off the field. Looks like they're going to put him in the old concussion protocol. He's a little wobbly coming to the sideline. 2nd and 5 for the Thunderwolves from the 30-yard line, leading at 28-6. 5.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Eckhoff in motion to the right side, resets. Play action. Dowsing in a roll. Goes up the sideline looking for Boyd. Threw it away. He saw nothing was there, and he just threw it out of bounds. He had Eckhoff underneath, Boyd deep along with Washington. And I think Rex just said, you know what, I'm going to live to fight another down here, and just flung it into the sideline.
I'm not sure where that was thrown to. Eckhoff looked like he was open. Now he goes out of the game.
3rd and 5 now for the Thunderwolves. Chance for the fans to get back into it a little bit here, sensing they might be able to get a stop. Washington in motion to the right side of the formation. Smith already over there. From the pistol, straight drop back by Dowson. Comes over the middle, and Johnson had his hands on it but couldn't pull it in. Almost looked like he was going to make a spectacular catch there as he got both hands on it, but he was outstretched, and then the ball hit the turf.
Now, if Tanner Kuda ever wanted to unleash one, now's the Kraken. Now you get a 70-yarder. That's what you want right now is the 70-yarder.
Turn man. Jackson Dickerson stands back at his 30-yard line. Good snap. On his way. Not the best, but a fair catch signaled for and taken at the 32-yard line. And then he bumped after the play was over. Fans were on a flag call, but it was kind of harmless. Just kind of bumped into him. My God, they're football players. They can bump into each other once in a while, can't they? Injury on the field. Steve Allen this time. Not that Steve Allen, the old talk show host from the Tonight Show, Joe, way back in the 50s.
I know who you're talking about barely. So I'm guessing our listeners have no idea.
Well, there's a few out there. Ball is at the 34-yard line. That's where the Eagles will take over here with 5:08 to go in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead the game 28-6.
Jim, the Thunderwolves had 90 yards in penalties in the first half, not even counting that last bunch. I don't know what people are complaining about.
Trips to the right. Double wide out left. Empty backfield this time for Hoyce. And he'll get rid of it in a hurry, as you might expect. Low throw and incomplete. Hit the turf. Field judge comes in and pats the ground. So incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10. I'm not sure Holst wants to be empty too many times in that backfield with the likes of Croy and Riston and Brady Opp, along with Shangolo coming after him. Brandon Perry itching up on the line of scrimmage. Maybe he'll blitz this time on 2nd and 10. He stays in coverage, straight drop back. They look right, fire right. Ball caught up the sideline, first down.
Yeah, that was a nice little route, little play. We got Shangolo in coverage.
Holt Foster on the grab. It's a first down out to the 45-yard line for the Eagles.
Yeah, that looked like football right there. That was just a nice little play.
First and 10 for the Eagles. We're under 5 minutes to go now here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves on top, 28-6. Jackson Wibbles into the game now for the Thunderwolves. He stands upright from his left defensive end position here. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass away. He's nailed just as he threw it, incomplete, as it was right on cue. I tell you what, this Wibbles has a knack for getting to the quarterback, doesn't he?
But like you said, what he lacks in size, he's got that spin move, that speed.
Kind of tough to target him up, I guess you'd say.
You don't see many defensive ends wearing 30s. They don't wear the 30s. And you know what's good about him is he could drop back into coverage if he has to from the defensive line, almost like a linebacker.
Yeah, almost on their zone blitz package. Here coming on this time. They throw the bubble screen right side. Again, Dickerson up the sideline. Doesn't have much room to operate. Dickerson had a weird line in the first half. What, he had 5 catches for 8 yards? I mean, that's uncalled.
Well, you know what? That was an actually good play by Holst right there, just to get him the ball quickly. Csu-Pueblo wasn't set.
And it just seems like a great gain for him because he gains 4, but when you're averaging 1.2 per catch, 4 yards seems like...
5 catches, 8 yards.
Wow. 3rd and 6 now for the Eagles. Holst from the gun. Jackson back in on this possession here for the Eagles. Oh, they tried to draw the Thunder. They do get the Thunderwolves offside and pressure in the sack, but it's not going to count because offside's on the Thunderwolves.
Still be third down.
Continue to kill themselves with penalties.
And number 80, Michael Riston, there is a penalty.
How hard is it to not see the ball right in front of you? And those are the defensive linemen that are being called for offsides. Michael Riston, Herm's talking to him, but Uncle John's standing right there too.
Yeah.
Not real happy about that.
So now it is 3rd and a yard for Chadron State. They can go to their heavy package here. Bring an extra blocker into the game. That would be Colt Foster. He lines up just behind the right tackle. Jackson is the back here on 3rd and a yard.
Please run it at Brandon Pear. And they do.
The left side, Thunderwolves just collapse it, and it doesn't get there.
Not even close.
Thunderwolves just caved in that left side. They're actually going to lose a yard on the play back to the 47-yard line. It's going to bring 4th down and 2. Boy, Thunderwolves just snuffed that out from the get-go. Now Chadron State, they bring their heavy package out. We'll go back to their fast package. Yeah, she's a peach.
I love it. And she's good. You know what? Sometimes a fan who's a mom who knows football is the best commentator you can have because she knows exactly what's going on out there.
4th and 2. Long count here.
Trying to draw them off. The play clock down to 1.
Here comes pressure. Pass over the middle. Incomplete. Tanner Draper in coverage there. Pass was a little to the outside. They were trying to get it to Foster, and the ball goes over on down. So the Thunderwolves defense comes up with a nice stop here right in the middle of the field with 3:17 to go in the third quarter, leading at 28-6. Now you feel comfortable again. You're starting to, on the edge of starting to think, oh, man, can they make a play and get back in this game? Well, now you get the ball back out around midfield. Now you can put it to bed by getting some points. Eckhoff comes in the game. He'll line up on the slot to the left here. 2 wideouts to the right. Looks like Ribberich. Looks like Washington to the right there. Maybe Smith. Can't tell here that far away. On the draw play, Michi. And he's hit for a loss. Back at the 45-yard line. Well, they ganged up and guessed right on that play, and Michi goes down for a loss of 2. It'll be It's 2nd down and 12 now for the Thunderwolves.
Well, if you're Chadron, you know Csu-Pueblo is going to try and run it and run some clock, so you can think pound.
It almost looked like they were slanting.
Right, just everybody you know what they're doing is they're just diving down and clogging up that middle, letting all the linebackers come up off the edges. This is where if you had enough faith, you could take a couple of shots right here at this part of the field.
Yeah, Rivers wide to the left, Washington in the slot to the left. Eckhoff comes in motion, resets on the left side of the formation. Under center is Dowson. Takes the snap. He'll hand it to Michi. Up the middle. Nice hole across midfield. And he spins close to the first down. He's going to be a couple yards short at about the 45-yard line. But he picks up 10. Nice run that time by Austin Michi.
You know what I love about Austin Michi is he runs these plays the way they're blocked. You know, you see running backs, they always want to pop outside because they think there's more room out there, but there's really not. So you have to watch that cutback. You have to run in the lanes that they block, and that's what he just did just now.
Well, South Colts up 21-0 at halftime over Montrose.
They're comfortable. West was leading comfortably over Stanley Lake. Somebody has to leave the game for one play.
Equipment issue. Or maybe an injury issue. Look, the trainer coming out to attend to Ryan Wood. So it's 3rd and 2 now for the Thunderwolves. They bring in their power.
Clock is supposed to be running, and it's not. You just signal the clock to run, and nothing is moved.
Play action. Dowson going for it all. Instead comes out to the sideline to Smith. He could go for it all up the sideline before he's knocked out of bounds. He was looking for Eckhoff down the middle. He was covered, and then Smith was the safety valve, and he was wide open up the sideline.
You wonder how you can leave a guy like that totally uncovered when he's that big.
And it's all the way down to the 24-yard line. Boy, you just love a guy like Morgan Smith, as big and strong as he is. Get a little closer into the field there. Don't run on that sideline.
Because he'll
run inside, right by the number.
He'll plow you. He's that big. He plays baseball in the spring for Stan Sanchez and the Thunderwolves.
Clock rolling. We're down to 1:40 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves on top, 28-6. Boyd back in the game, resets on the right side. Draw play, Michi right side. He's hit the backfield. Breaks the tackle, though. Stays on his feet. He's inside the 20. Down to around the 15-yard line. Nice run again by Austin Michi. Going to mark him at the 16-yard line. He'll be short of the first down, but a nice first down carry of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Rex got the ball right as the play clock expired. You can't do it better than that to use an entire play clock.
Well, I was a little generous. Only gained 7, so it'll be 2nd down and 3 from the 17-yard lines where they spot it. Dowson up under center. Michi the lone back. Washington Smith wide to the left. Give it to Michi, left side. Makes a cut. He's got the first down as he dives inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. Flag is down, though. Going to be a holding call, looks like, on the Thunderwolves. As it looks like a guilty party, Alex Mitchell there. He kind of steer wrestled a guy in the backfield.
There is a penalty flag. Holding on offense number 74.
Ty McCauley, they took it on that one.
All Ty, it was Ty coming. How'd you pick me out of that?
Yeah, I'm not sure that was Ty, but when you can't remember the number, you just look at the biggest guy out there, and that's Ty. I don't think that was Ty on the hold, though, because they called it on the other side. Ty was on the left side.
So 2nd down now and 13 from the 27-yard line. Dowson under center. Straight drop back, looks left. Fires, intercepted inside the 10. Back up the sideline, across the 15, 20. Flag is down, illegal block. And out of bounds, out across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Some of this return is going to come back as Dowson got blown up at about the 30-yard line in an illegal block. So the interception bug hurting Rex here in this third quarter. That's his 2nd pick of the game.
Jim, I don't think he's seeing the underneath coverage.
So the penalty is back here at the 32-yard line. Rex got up off the turf. He was screaming bloody murder out there as he knew he'd got lit up. Question is whether it's just going to be an illegal block or is it going to be one of these personal fouls, kind of a clip.
Well, they're sure going to discuss it.
That's why I say we need that 2 more times.
I've seen one of them say, no, it's just a.
Let's go.
Yeah, he's even saying, come on, guys.
Yeah, because they just making up stuff now. You don't even know.
I'll let the fans.
You wish you could take the interception back, I'm sure.
Now that's a little over the top.
After the interception and during the return, personal foul by the passing team, number 94. And 15-yard penalty will be enforced to the spotting foul. First down.
There is no 94 on the passing team.
And they're calling it on the Thunderbolts. It's got to be on the on Chadron State because they clipped. Yeah, now the official's talking over saying, no. It's against Chadron State. It's a clip on Rex Dowson who got blown up on the play. Yeah. And the 94 is for Chadron State. That's going to be Colin Einzelman. All right, that's more like it. So mark it back to the 19-yard line. So it wasn't just an illegal block in the back. It was a personal foul for a clip. Or unnecessary, every way you want to look at it. It was just kind of a hit on a defenseless player.
And it was a quarterback, yeah. But it was a bad throw by Rex.
So 1st and 10 Eagles from the 19-yard line following the interception and the penalty. We got 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure off the edge. Get the pass away. Low into the outside. Incomplete. Tried to sell it on the play, but Tevin Wright couldn't quite make the official agree with him there. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. 24 seconds to go here in the third quarter. So it'll be 2nd down now and 10 for the Eagles. 2 wideouts right, single wideout left. Shangalo showing blitz off the left side here. Here he comes off the edge. He's there, but not quite in time. Incomplete. Trying to go over the middle. He was coming.
That was Rosenbrock. Coming off the edge in the outside linebacker position.
So now it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Eagles.
Yeah, Rosenbrock has a touchdown this year.
Yeah, on the block punt. Scoop and score. So 3rd and 10 now for the Eagles. Changalo again on the edge down there on the left. He's flexed. He's ready to come. Long count. Now looks like they're audible, and almost like they're sensing pairs up on the line. He stays in coverage. Here comes pressure off the backside. Pass incomplete. Try to back shoulder throw up the right sideline. Incomplete. Trying to get it to right. And so now Chadron State going to have to punt the ball away with 14 seconds to go here in the third quarter. So unable to take advantage of the turnover.
Punting for the Eagles is number 99, Zach Kozlik.
So it'll be Ribbert standing back at his own 40-yard line for the Thunderwolves here to receive the punt. Punter is Zach Kozlik. He's out of Coronado, California. Good snap. Kick is away. Booming spiral sends Ribberts toward the sideline. He'll handle it, but he's out of bounds. That should be a penalty. And they don't throw the flag. He caught the ball out of bounds and got lit up.
Well, happens.
And so the Thunderwolves will take over at the 33-yard line.
The ref was standing right there. He ain't called nothing. And he better not call it.
1st and 10 Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves take over on offense here, leading the game 28-6. 6 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Dowson up under center this time. Double wide out right. Denard's back in the game.
Thought we might see Brandon Edwards, and we do.
And a handoff on the right side. And it's Denard breaking tackles. He's across the 40. He's got the first down out to around the 44-yard line.
Well, thank the linebacker for that tackle.
Yeah, just got to throw it forward for an extra 5.
I thought we might see Brandon Edwards on this series.
That ends the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 28-6 as we head to the fourth quarter on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves on a 1st and 10. Give it to Marche Denard off the left side. Tries to turn the corner, and he is snowed under right on the Thunderwolves. Oh, and then somebody came in and just cleaned somebody up on the Thunderwolves bench. It's going to be another personal foul on the Thunderwolves. This is a block late. And now we got an official's timeout as the player for Chadron State that got lit up is injured on the play. That was just totally uncalled for by the Thunderwolves. They're going to get a personal foul here. Plus they injured a player. It's just not a bad scene at all across the way here. It's just, and John Riston just wants to just take everybody and lecture them right now.
They've been penalized, Jim, 15 times for 132 yards already through 3 quarters.
45-yard line, several penalties on the play.
And this penalty going to be on the Thunderwolves for a late hit. A block well after the play was over. And the player that got blocked is injured on the play for Chadron State.
Now you got to find out which player it was so that he'll be out of the game.
Officials talking it over, but first things first, they look to the injured player across the way for Chadron State. I'll try to peer into the massive humanity here. And I do see who it is. It is DeAndre Barthwell, sophomore out of Westland, Michigan. Is one of their starters on defense. He's a linebacker. Actually plays cornerback.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the offense, number 74. The down pass,
Ty McCulley.
Second down.
Playing after the whistle.
Yeah, the block occurred well after the play was out of bounds. Marche Denard, we're going to lose about 3 yards.
You know, Jim, the nastiness I've seen the last 2 games from Csu-Pueblo's offensive line, I wish I'd have seen the entire season. You know, the Ryan Jensens, the guys that get in your grill. You got to have that nastiness to go along with your physicality. But they have 150 yards of penalties already, and they still got a whole fourth quarter to play. This is awful.
So the ball all the way back to the 27-yard line. So it was a loss of 2 on the play, and then tack on the 15 yards. The down counts as it was a dead ball call. The penalty after the play was over. So it's second down now and 27 for the Thunderwolves. Still have a little bit of a stoppage here until they get the clock issue settled. Now they'll wind it. So 14:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. From the pistol, it's Dowson. Takes the snap, gives it to Denard up the middle, and he's hit down immediately.
That time Alex Mitchell was just manhandled on the front by Truett Box.
Yeah, it looked like he whiffed on the block, and that's his man right here. There's looks like probably his grandpa, if I had to guess, down below us here to the right.
That was just a nice play.
He's got a big grin on his face as well. He should. Gets a high five from some of the fans around him. Looks like Grandma's down there as well.
She probably said, honey, please don't wear that box on your head again. But, okay.
And if you want to know what we're talking about, I put it up on the old Facebook page.
Jim, the temperature's dropped about 20 degrees.
Yeah, we've got a little cloud cover coming in. The marine layer coming in. Here's a handoff, and Denard ducks under a tackle. He's got something working here. Across the 35, out to around the 40-yard line. That'll quite a run.
And that'll put him over 100 yards today.
Now we got an injured.
That was Spencer Nathy that got kind of rolled under, but he got up and ran to the huddle.
And he's up, and he's all right. But that play gets back half of what they needed. They're out to the 40 here. They'll have to punt the ball away. 4th and 14 with 13:35 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves lead the game 28-6. Good snap. Kuda gets it away. high spiral. Fair catch, signaled for and taken at the 21-yard line. Right there on the coverage for the Thunderwolves was Marcus Lawrence in case something broke out. So now Chadron State takes over from their own 21-yard line, trailing at 28-6. Desperation mode here on this drive.
I love the fight that Chadron State's showing, but it almost seems, I don't want to say for naught, but I haven't felt at one point in this game have they been in control. Have you?
Yeah, this is a point where it was 14-0 maybe in the first half. They're driving and then got stopped maybe when they got stopped an inch short.
Yeah.
That was probably their moment in the game, and then the Thunderwolves marched it right down the other way. And got that late touchdown in the first half. Holst from the gun. Play action. Pop pass over the middle, caught by the tight end. And a good physical run that time. Fans appreciated that one. Colt Foster made the grab, and then a nice little, kind of like a forearm shiver of a stiff arm, and gets the first down out to the 31-yard line. He administered the punishment that time. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Holst with a long count. Play action, pop pass over the middle again. Again, it's the same target to Foster. He's out.
That's my favorite play.
He's out to around the 4. They're going to mark him at the 38-yard line. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Yeah, just incorporate the tight ends. Just play action and quickly get it to him before the linemen can even think about getting their hands up to block a pass like that. Thunderwolves in press coverage all across the line here. Double wide out left, single wide out right. And play action. Again, they're pump and go. Look up the sideline, firing, going for it all. And the ball's deflected at the last minute. Good play there by Emory Taylor. Looked like he was beat momentarily, but he recovered nicely and deflected the ball out of bounds.
Emory Taylor got up and looked at the receiver and threw and did one of those taunting incomplete things, and the official was poised. He was
poised, had his hand on the trigger, and decided, nah, I'm not going to call this one. But he could have, and you couldn't have argued it. Well, you could, but it would have been for naught. You know, it's one of those, you know, you brought it on yourself, dude.
Yeah, why?
3rd and 3 for the Eagles. Trips to the left, single wide out right. Ball's right in the middle of the field here. Thunderwolves again jump offside. Free play. Pass up the right sideline, going for it all, incomplete, but they're going to get the first down because of the offside penalty on the Thunderwolves.
We have a couple of flags on the play. Offside. Defense number 56. 5-yard penalty. There was only enforcement.
John Riston in some histrionics over on the sideline, but John, your guys are offside. I don't know what you're mad about, unless you're thinking they're drawing you off maybe with a head bob or something like that, or a snap infraction, but there's no doubt about it. The Thunderwolves were in the neutral zone that time. Line judge over on the sideline getting an earful, but 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 43-yard line. Their own 43. Straight drop back. Pass over the middle, and it is caught. First down. There's a fight for the ball here. It's kind of one of those simultaneous catch deals, but I think it's got to be a completion to Fullerton. He had it first before the Thunderbolt defender tried to reach in there, and that was the redshirt freshman Marcus Lawrence trying to sell that he intercepted it. Not going to win that one. 1st and 10 Eagles at the 46-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Down to 12:05 to go. Clock should be rolling. Now they finally roll it. Man, they're doing their best down there in the booth. Here's a pass up the sideline, incomplete. You've heard of shortening the game, Joe? The guys on the clock operator is trying to lengthen the game.
What's the last game here? They're they're getting a little nostalgic in the booth, saying we don't want this to end. We love here.
We love Don Beebe Stadium. It's kind of sad to see it go, Joe, because we're not going to have this spot anymore. Probably be a little higher up.
What do you say about another level?
Yeah.
Be a little bit farther away from the field. No track here, though.
Low snap. Here comes the pressure off the edge, and he's sacked. That was because of the low snap that time, as Hoist had to reach down, pick it up around his ankles, and Wibbles came in there and got him amongst others, but I think Wibbles gets credit for the sack. Loss of 3 on the play, back to the 49-yard line. They're playing right now, right in the middle of the emblem. Nice fresh paint job before each and every game here at Don Beebe Stadium. They do a much better job of painting their stadium or their field here than they do at, let's say, for instance, Fort Lewis, where they don't care at all.
But they win.
Yeah, that's true. They did win against the Thunderbolts. 3rd down and 13 for the Eagles. Well, all that money at Fort Lewis goes to the basketball and soccer program. They don't have enough money for paint. Pressure off the edge. Flushed. Rolling right. Firing up the sideline. Almost intercepted.
I'm looking for the signal. Could have been.
Have they made a call yet? I guess they did. I never did see incomplete or complete signal call. They just run the ball back up the field. Question was, did he have his feet in bounds, I think, over there across the way?
Back to punt for the Eagles, number 99, Zach Crosby.
Emery Taylor probably saying, hey, man, I got it. So 4th down, Eagles have to punt the ball away. Thunderbolts on top, 28-6, 11:07 to go here in the 4th quarter. Punt formation, kick is away. And Rivers handles it at the 8. Gets up the field. No, that's Lawrence. Excuse me. No.
Larson?
Brandon O'Donnell, beg your pardon. And he gets it across the 10 to the 11-yard line. So Thunderbolts take over at their own 11. It's kind of a dangerous play there at time by Brandon O'Donnell. 11 minutes exactly to go here in the 4th quarter. Thunderbolts on top, 28-6.
Exactly. And we don't have far to run. We can just walk that in.
I should just put a headset on her.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. Because they speak the truth, Jim.
It's true.
They know.
Truth to power?
They're like us. Well, they know us. I mean, they're like us. Sometimes fans don't want to hear what we have to say because it's not pretty, is it?
There's a little counter play to Michi off the left side, and looked pretty, but a good play down low there, and it's that man box.
Truett box.
So Gramps should be happy again down here. Oh, Grandpa says, yeah, baby. As they make the announcement. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. I love the old codger.
You know, I'm trying to figure out who had a great game today. And, you know, the defense again. There's 6 points on the board, and they didn't give it up.
2nd down and 8. Draw play, Michi up the middle, squirts through there, gets out across the 15 to about the 17. Joe, how far away are we from codger status?
No, I don't think codger's a compliment. I think a codger's a crotchety old guy from the Old West. I don't think that's a good...
Well, but then again, how far away are you and I from that?
Oh, we passed that.
Are we young codgers?
We are whippersnapper codgers. I was trying to figure out where you're going with that. Obviously, I did not a very good job after 18 years.
3rd and 4.
Figuring out what you were trying to say there. I thought it was a place somewhere in Nebraska.
Yeah, we'll stop for a soda there on the way home. Here's the draw play to Michi out the right side. Powers his way forward. He's close to the 1st down. Well, they stopped the clock. Well, the linesman on this side says it's close enough to look. Guy across the way says, I don't need to look. Move the chains.
Well, there's one place we're not stopping. I don't even know the name of it, but it's...
Oh, man, that was a scary place. Harrison, wasn't it?
I don't know, but...
Or maybe Harrison was the next town.
Yeah, all I know is that's where they film horror movies.
And we were expecting a guy to run out in the street with a chainsaw.
You can have that place.
It was dark and dank, and 8 people lived there, it looked like.
But, you know, we've had a great time when we get to Chadron. The hotel was nice. But J.R. Smith, the athletic director here at Chadron State, giving us a hard time. Hey, what do you guys do? We break in, and he says, hey, this ain't the nicest stadium we've broken into, buddy. You're surprised at how many stadiums we break into.
And again, it's Michi off the left side, and he busts outside across the 30, and he's tripped up just when it looked like he was going to go into the clear there. Gains 9 on the play.
He basically ran right by Ty McCullough. He said, I know you're supposed to be blocking, but I ain't got time to wait. Let's go. Jim, it's 28-6, but this has been a thorough thrashing.
Yeah, it's just another You know, we've talked about in this series, the Thunderwolves have had their way winning games, but not often do they win it this convincingly. But the last 2 trips up here to Chadron have been this way.
And this is 9 in a row.
Yeah, it's more than a trend. 2nd and a yard.
Maybe they should change their red letter game to Fort Lewis.
Could be the key.
You know, I'm just saying.
And Michi has the first down. He's out across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Just throwing it out there. Twice in the last 3 years.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder, how does that happen? That's what Alex Hembree, he's talking to me, he goes, how did that happen?
Well, you know, we said that for the entire...
He just looks out there right before the game, watching the warm-up, he goes, how? You guys are kind of big and mean. Well, you got to transfer that attitude to game day. 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves at the 32-yard line. 2 wideouts left. It's Washington and Smith. Michi stays in the game. Up under center, it's Dowson. It's the snap again. Michi out the left side, following his blockers, and he gets maybe a yard or 2 on the play. We're down to 7:35 to go here in the 4th quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 28-6.
You know who was out in front on that play blocking was Corbin Feenstra, the center. I like when the center pulls sometimes because you don't expect it a lot of times. They usually block down. But Corbin, probably the smartest guy on either team. He's just one of those genius guys.
Alex Mitchell checks out of the game. He's a little shaken up on the play. It looked like he was a little rattled on the play. Maybe the left shoulder, maybe the head. Nobody really attending to him over there. He just says, I got to take inventory. I'll be all right. It's that old train wreck thing, Joe, each play. Sometimes you got to take inventory. Here's the draw play to Michi. Breaks the tackle, across the 35, and he breaks another tackle, and he's got the first down out across the 40 to the 44-yard line. Good run there by Austin Michi.
He's fresh.
And here's where that running game, what's the medicine you like to call it, Joe?
It's Novocaine.
Yeah, that's right. Takes a while to work sometimes, but eventually it will.
Well, Michi didn't have a carry in the first half, and he's owned the second half.
So we're down to 6:35 to go here in the 4th quarter. Thunderwolves comfortably on top, 28-6. And again, it's a heavy dose of Michi. Left side, gains 2 on this time, out to the 46-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Stay with us for our post-game show. Joe will be on the field. He'll talk to John Riston, winner of another RMAC championship. And as always, remember, we have the Car Pros John Riston show this Wednesday. Might be our last. Might be looking forward to a playoff game. We don't know yet. But join us at 6 o'clock from the Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. The Car Pros John Riston show. 2nd and 8 for the Pack. Guerra in motion to the left side. He resets. Again, Michi off the left side, bounces it outside, stiff arm, turns the corner, puts his head down, and then is blasted right at about the 48-yard line as he was lit up on the play by Steve Allen, but Michi, he doesn't care.
Jim, there's no life on this Chadron defense, and they keep chirping this. Ryan Wood, a defensive back, has been John with every player on the Thunderwolves team right now.
Yeah, jaw all you want. You're down 28-6, and you're getting pummeled. 3rd and 2 for the Thunderwolves here. This has got to be particularly demoralizing when the team that's already ahead of you, 28-6, and they're just running it right at you. You know what play's coming, and you still can't stop them.
Well, that's a testament to how hard Austin Michi's running right now.
3rd and 2. Up under center again, it's Dowson. Again, it's Michi. Puts his head down. This time they got down on his ankles and get him short of the first down. And Thunder will probably send the punt unit out here on 4th down. Although John Riston showing no signs of sending the punt unit out, he probably wants to wait the whole time. He might try to draw him off. They may have just going for it here. This would be kind of macho. 4th and 2 from the 48-yard line. Now he's calling for the punt team to get out there. He just wanted to run some clock. Think about it. Punt team does come on out. We still got 10 on the play clock. Even if they have to take a delay a game, he's not going to be worried about it too much. Might try to catch him with too many men on the field here, but now the officials slowed things down to allow them to make the substitution. Now the play clock has expired. It'll be delay a game. So you're probably wondering, why didn't they let the Thunderwolves snap it there? They were on the field ready, but you have to allow the defense enough time to get their substitutions out. The Thunderwolves ran their punt team out with 10 seconds on the play clock. Well, you got to allow Chadron State to make their changes. So the 5-yard mark off makes it 4th down now and 7 for the Thunderwolves. Back in their own territory at the 47-yard line. 3:56 to go here, 4th quarter. Thunderwolves on top 28-6. Hooted to punt it away. Good snap. He's into it. Nice spiraling kick. Fair catch signal for and taken at the 13-yard line.
And, you know, they had to call that one. The Chadron...
It's one of the same guys. Steve Allen and Brian Wood have been just lippy out there.
And the gunner
State.
tackled Csu-Pueblo's defender. I mean, flat tackled him. You know, defensive backs have that reputation. Deservedly so and well earned. I mean, they're proud of it.
Do like to chirp. Stir the pot a little.
Number 10 of the return team.
So this will be 6 RMAC championships in the last 7 seasons, correct?
Yep.
And that's
not
pretty
bad.
impressive. It should be 7 for 7, but again,
Had to vacate one.
They actually vacated the entire 2015 season. But I think it's kind of a joke because you can't really vacate. They kept the records. They kept the individual totals.
Yeah. Just take away the wins. So all the way back inside the 10 at the 6-yard line rather is where Chadron State will start here. Trailing the game 28-6, 3:51 to go here in the 4th quarter.
New quarterback.
And they're going to give the ball to Coy off the left side. He was hit in the backfield there by Shangolo. Got his hands on his ankles and tripped him up for a gain of about 2. Out to the 9-yard line. T.D. Stein is the new quarterback. He is a sophomore out of Chadron, hometown kid. Not sure what the T and the D stand for. Easy way in football. Say, hey, he's touchdown Stein. He's going to roll the pocket right. Here comes Pear, blasts him in the end zone, passes away.
No flag.
Brandon Pear. Welcome T.D. Stein to the football game there. Oh, my goodness. Brandon just lit him up. My goodness. There's rare times, Joe, calling a football game, you get kind of scared, but that's when you get scared when you see Brandon Pear just lumbering at somebody like that.
Well, like I said earlier, every coach I've talked to this season tries not to single out opposing players, but every single one of them has singled out number 8 at Csu-Pueblo in white, and that's Brandon Pear. He's a freak. And they're up 22 with 3 minutes to go, and he's still on the field.
Now we've got a whistle timeout taken by Chadron State, so we'll take one with them. 3:16 to go here in the 4th quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 28-6 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back, Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves.
Or as John calls it, Chadron. He's very forceful with the
chopsticks. Chadron.
Yeah, he's very forceful with that. He's probably right though. That's what's kind of funny.
3rd and 8 here for the Eagles. Ball right in the middle of the field. Comes pressure. Stein steps up. He's hit and sacked. Back at the 2. Flag comes down. Might be a face mask as well here.
Of course. You can't just sack a quarterback in this game.
Number 45, Kyle Rosenbrock. There is a penalty. Personal foul. Face mask by the defense number 45. 15 yards.
Well, if you're going to sack him, you might as well sack him with the face mask.
Another personal foul on the Thunderwolves.
Automatic first down.
Oh, 1st and 10 out to the 24-yard line for the Eagles. 28-6 our score. Thunderwolves on top. Clock rolling. Low snap. Stein handles it. Looks left. He's going to loft it up the left sideline. That's got to be holding on the Thunderwolves. As the cornerback Donnell that time, he wasn't going to let one get over the top of him. He was holding the whole way.
He rode him like Secretariat.
Yeah, but he didn't go.
Now why is Tevin go? He's arguing his case? Oh, he's saying I got face. He's saying the other guy hit me in the face, so it should have been a face mask on him.
They're close to 200 yards in penalties. 200.
Yeah, that's one record you don't want to look up and then break.
Yeah, Dax Larson, if you're listening, I don't even know if they keep negative superlatives. Some team schools don't want to know all the bad things that happen to you.
Oh, God, and the Thunderwolves are offside on this play.
How hard is it?
Here's a roll to the right, and Stein is hit for the sack, but it won't be a sack because the Thunderwolves were offside.
How hard is it, Jim, to watch the snap of the ball with 2 minutes to go?
It's comical is what it is.
You know what it's doing? It's taking the shine off a great win.
Right.
It really is. It's taking the shine off a great performance.
Bud marks it forward out to the 44-yard line.
Ball is spotted on the 44-yard line.
Did you hear that one? Oh. I heard a coach just yell, "Watch the damn ball."
Stein with it. Fires up the left sideline again.
Draper. He got it.
Oh, he dropped it. He had his hands on it, couldn't haul it in. And they were going down the sideline again. That same little fly pattern, trying to get it to right up this left sideline. Again, Donnell in coverage.
Well, Tanner Draper, there's a reason why you play on the defensive side of the ball, although he is the human crash test dummy.
There, that was Lawrence in coverage this time as Donnell came out of the play before that. 2nd down and 15 from the 44-yard line for the Eagles. It's 28-6. Thunderwolves on top. We're down to 2:31 to go here in the 4th quarter. Stein. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass away again. He's going for it all, but his receiver broke the pattern off. Closest player to it was Draper, who tried to chase it down. And Draper shaking his head, John, with some of the Chadron State Eagles on the sideline. Said, "Man, I ran like crazy, all for naught." He's hearing it from some people on the sideline. Draper saying, "That's right here in my heart. I'm a better player than you." 3rd down and 5.
He is one of the most engaging players there is, that's for sure.
He is. And wow, the Thunderwolves are offside again. Pass up the sideline. Caught for the 1st down to the 35-yard line. Oh, my goodness.
It's not even comical anymore.
Draper injured on the play as he came over to make the stop. He got caught up in the wash there late.
Ball will be spotted at the Thunderwolves 34-yard line.
So it's you still have to hash out the penalty here. Offside against the Thunderwolves. Brady Opp, the guilty party this time. So that won't add to the penalty totals because they declined it. Draper being escorted off the field here. He's laid it all out on the line today. He's got, his injuries have injuries. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he has a hip flexor, hip pointer. And then he's out there kicking, and he wonders why his back hurts.
Exactly. That was funny. Alan Hedrick just shaking his head. Strength and conditioning coach for the Thunderwolves. But he made that 45-yarder. That was the beautiful thing about it. Play action. Stein in the pocket. Here comes pressure, and he's hit, and he'll go down.
That's what I'm saying. Stein, he's
And that's Filio. Trevor, redshirt freshman out of Cherry Creek High School in Denver.
No injury timeouts. Just get off the field.
It actually ends up gaining a yard, so it won't be a sack because Filio kind of flung him forward that time. Kind of reminded me of the old wrestler throwing him into the turnbuckle. That's what it kind of looked like that time. Do they still have turnbuckles in wrestling? I don't watch it anymore.
Maybe in the WWE, but that's not really wrestling. That's entertainment, Jim.
Pass over the middle, caught, and nice tackle coming up there for the Thunderwolves.
That's not too
Hestius out of Santa Rosa, California, the junior. Lost his starting job early on in the year to Draper. Nice insurance policy. He's a pretty good football player. Third down, about 2 for the Eagles here as we're down to 1:05 to go. Thunderwolves on top, 28-6. And they run it to Stein right up the middle. Payer had a ball, comes loose, and the Thunderwolves have the recovery at the 20-yard line as Brandon Payer has an impact on the game. Lake comes up kind of holding his shoulder down a little bit on that right side. He made the stick, knocked the ball loose, and the Thunderwolves get the recovery. So now the Thunderwolves can go into victory formation. We can talk about a post-game show. Stick with us on our post-game show. We'll have all the totals for you, the highlights. Plus, we'll try to dissect the playoff position for the Thunderwolves or lack thereof.
Abbreviated post-game, right?
Yeah, it won't be too long. I have what I have to do, Joe. Just the way it is.
I got to go to the locker room and interview.
It's like I tell the people at Massari Arena, I'm going to be, you can be excited all you want, try to get out of here. I'm going to be here for 20 minutes.
Yeah, you can clean.
I got to do all I got to do. When there's 4 breaks and they're 2 minutes each, actually 5 when you count the one at the end, and you got 4 2-minute segments, that equals 20 minutes. That's the way it's going to be. Victory formation number 2. Thunderwolves take the knee, and that will do it. We're under 30 seconds to go. Thunderwolves going to win it. They're going to finish the season the champions of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. They'll tie with Mesa. We'll see where it leads them into the postseason or not. We'll hash all that out in the post-game show and, of course, next week. Thunderwolves win it 28-6. Stay tuned for our post-game show right here on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. Welcome to the Thunderwolves post-game show. Joe Cervi making his way down to the field here, trying to find John Riston. And I'm holding our wireless connection together by my fingertips here. Hopefully it'll work, and then I got to kind of reach out the window and give Joe the old signal here. I can hear it working this week. Last week I had a little wiring issue. So Joe's making his way out across the field. We need John to walk a little bit this way, but he is still chatting it up with some of the Chadron people along the sideline. Looks like he might be talking to Joel Smith, the athletic director.
So I don't know. That wasn't me.
All right, we're just about in position here.
Thank you, guys. I was trying to find you.
I know. Head coach John Riston, 6 RMAC championships in 7 years, has to feel pretty good.
I think it's 7 for 7, but, that's what it is. And so I'm proud of these kids. We came out and played fast today. It's nice to be Chadron on their home field. This last game on this turf is very important for them. Our guys did a great job.
Played well in all areas. You got a couple of breaks early that they were kind of moving. That touchdown that wasn't. You got the block field goal, just kind of started things.
Yeah, we build on it. That was ebbs and flows, and we managed it, and that was awesome. Our kids responded, and we had to overcome a lot of penalties, and a lot of that was self-inflicted, but, we'll be better on that.
And you played, it looked like great in spots, and then spotty in spots, but at the end, you don't give up a touchdown defensively at Chadron.
We're very fortunate to, I don't think it was as close as it indicated, but it sure felt close at the end.
Sure.
And I'm proud of this team, proud of our coaches, and I don't want this season to end.
How about the catch by Amon Johnson for a touchdown?
That was special. That was a nice job, and he put it up, and he made it behind, and I thought I was screaming for interference, and he caught it. Yeah. It's a great catch.
And other than the 2 picks, Rick managed another good game.
Yeah, those kind of cost you in the end, and he'll be better, but he did a nice job in the first half.
Well, one of the teams you had to win earlier today to get some help, they did. They pulled out a game, so now you just got to sit back and see what happens.
Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
All right, congratulations, Coach.
Thanks, and thanks for all the fans' support, and 7 RMAC champs is pretty special. That's elite status right there.
All right, Jim, back upstairs.
All right, thanks, Joe, and thanks, Coach Tristan. I'm with you. It's 7. Who cares about the little formalities of things, right? Thunderwolves win it 28-6. Back with more of our post-game show right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves win the ball game 28-6. And once again, we thank Joe Cervi and John Riston for giving us our interview there after the ball game. And Caitlin Norton's been back in mission control all day long today, compiling the highlights. Headlights is what we'll see on our way home tonight. But the highlights started off early and often for the Thunderwolves in this ball game. They got off to a good start. They got a blocked field goal, which stopped a drive by Chadron State. Eventually would set up in good shape, and a familiar face hit the end zone. Second down and goal. Again, Johnson wide to the right. Denard alone back. Same formation as the last play. Fullback O'Malley lines up right behind the left tackle. Handoff to Denard. Nice cut into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. Capped a 68-yard, 6-play drive. Took a minute 47 for the Thunderwolves. Marche Denard with the touchdown run. Mitchell Carter with the extra point. Made it 7-0 at that point. Thunderwolves then mounted a drive which started in the first quarter, carried over onto the second quarter. They would go 61 yards in 12 plays. And this time, Rex decided to do it himself. Oh, first and goal. Quarterback sneak. Dowson trying to emulate his brother.
No signal. No signal.
Got to be in there. Touchdown. We thought, man, are we going to have flashbacks to Colorado Mesa again from a year ago? Come on, guys in the stripes. Just throw the arms up, and they finally did. It was a touchdown for Rex Dowson. The extra point was good. It was 14-0 at that point. Thunderwolves on top with 11:38 to go in the second quarter. Thunderwolves then ran one of their greatest plays of the year. They had a fake punt. They faced a 4th down. I think it was about 8 or so from their own territory. It looked like an obvious punting situation, but they snapped it to Michael Riston, the up man, and he ran around the right side for 31 yards. Thunderwolves, they kept their drive alive late in the first half. They eventually move it in one of the prettiest catches you'll ever see. It's like Johnson and Smith to the right this time. The tight end heavy package to the left side is Boyd and Smith on this side. They bring Smith across the formation in motion to the left. Dowson straight drop back. Corner route looking for Johnson back in the end zone. He has got it with one hand. Signal yet. Touchdown. Touchdown is the signal now. Took him a while, but they wanted to make sure, and Amon Johnson, he caught it with one hand. It was just one of the most incredible catches you've ever seen. The extra point was good. Thunderwolves led it at halftime, 21-0. They came out to start the second half, pretty much put all doubt away in this ball game as they marched it down the field. After a great kickoff return, they would go 56 yards in 5 plays, and once again, it was Marche to cap it off. First and goal from the 5-yard line. Dowson up under center. Denard with him again. Gives it to Marche. Right up the middle. Bounces it to the goal line. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. Extra point was good by Mitchell Carter. Thunderwolves led it at that point 28-0. Thunderwolves would come up with a goal line stand, stop the Eagles in the red zone, but on the first play from scrimmage, the only score of the game happened for Chadron. So Thunderwolves take over from their own 20. Dowson from the pistol this time as Michi is the back.
Does not have a carry today, I don't believe, does he?
Look back here. I'm thinking, dredging my mind. Oh, it's intercepted inside the 20, 10-5 touchdown. Yeah, just a simple little turn-in route and trying to get it to Forsgren. And Dowson hit the wrong jersey as it was picked off by Tyler Lewis. He'd run it 22 yards for the touchdown. They'd go for 2, kind of a crazy gadget 2-point play, but the pass fell incomplete, and that finalized the scoring. Thunderwolves win it 28-6. Back with our totals right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here on the campus of Chadron State College. Thunderwolves win the ball game 28-6. And let's give you the final numbers from today's ball game. Thunderwolves had 20 3 first downs. Chadron State with 18. Thunderwolves 206 yards on the ground, 159 through the air. That's 365 yards in total offense. Chadron State 56 on the ground, 170 through the air, 226 yards in total offense. Time of possession, Thunderwolves 36-22. Chadron State with 23-38. Third down conversion today, Thunderwolves a nice 8 of 14. Chadron State held to 4 of 13. Thunderwolves 1 of 1 on fourth down. It was a key one as Michael Riston ran the fake punt for 31 yards. Chadron State 0 for 2 today on fourth down. Thunderwolves were 4 for 5 in the red zone. Chadron State was 0 for 3. Penalties today, Thunderwolves penalized 21 times. That's 21 accepted penalties for 192 yards. 6 penalties for Chadron State, 53 yards. Denard today, 25 carries, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. Michi, 13 carries for 56 yards. Riston, that 1 for 31. Dowson, 3 carries for 10. Derek Jackson in his final game here, the Pueblo West product for Chadron State, 11 carries, 42 yards. Coy, 3 carries for 7. Stein, 2 for 7. Brown, 1 for 3. Dowson was 15 of 27, did have the 2 interceptions in the third quarter, 159 yards, 1 touchdown. He wasn't sacked. Holst in the game, 16 of 41, 2 picks, 141 yards. He was sacked once. T.D. Stein was 2 for 5 for 29 yards. He was not sacked. Damon Johnson, 7 catches, 59 yards, and the beautiful touchdown. Smith, 3 for 47. Rivers, 3 for 37. Boyd, 1 for 12. Dickerson caught 6 for 11. That is a weird line. Wright, 4 for 53. Foster, 4 for 34. Fullerton, 3 for 63. Defensive numbers today, Sears with 7 tackles to lead the way for the Thunderwolves. Williams, Lawrence, and Draper all with 4 apiece. Brian Wood, 16 tackles today for Chadron State. Collicott with 9. Box with 9. The guy, his grandpa up here in the stands with the funny hat. It was a beauty. Ryan Wood with 8. Final score, Thunderwolves win it. Final score 28-6. Back with a scoreboard show right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here on the campus of Chadron State College as we're finalizing our little scoreboard show here to give you what's happened from around the RMAC first and some other scores that have taken place, but I couldn't find all of them in time, so we'll just have to kind of weed through it and see what happened. There's one of them I wanted. Adams State wins today. So here's what happened today in the RMAC. Of course, the Thunderwolves win here 28-6. Colorado Mines finishes off the season, a wild one today in Golden. They defeat Black Hills 41-33. The final there. Dixie State, they trailed early 10-0, but they come back and defeat Fort Lewis 23-13. Adams State, they defeat Highlands 41-27. The only one I'm missing is the South Dakota Mines score against Western State, but we'll go back and find that later for you and give it. Here's the other scores. The main ones for Thunderwolves fans here. The game in Sioux Falls today, Minnesota State trailed for a lot of this ball game, but they scored 2 late fourth quarter touchdowns. They come back and defeat Sioux Falls 27-23. Minnesota State finishes the regular season undefeated. Be number 1, and depends on which poll you look at, and they're going to win the conference. Probably they'll be the number 1 seed out of this region as well. Some other scores that we're going to look for now here as we go down the line. Minnesota Duluth, also from this region, they're going to be probably in. Could be on the borderline. It could be one of the teams that knocks the Thunderwolves out in the end. They're going to be right on that 7-8 line. They win today 62-27 over Mary. The things going for the Thunderwolves, that's not a great win on your resume when you defeat a team with only 1 win on the year. It might hurt their strength of schedule and all that coming out. Also, last night from this region, of course, Winona State, they defeated Augustana, so they're going to be, and they only have 1 loss. And now, as we try to sort some of them out, the Northwest Missouri, the former number 1 team in the country for losing 2 games lately, they lost today 30-0. Fort Hays, they're leading in the third quarter 27-0. Here's the game we're looking at. Texas A&M Commerce. We were hoping maybe Tarleton State might be able to come up and knock them off today. Well, not going to happen. A&M Commerce leads it at halftime 23-0 there in that ball game. Mesa, of course, will be in action later on tonight against Azusa Pacific. Central Washington just underway with Humboldt State. If you're a Thunderwolves fan, of course, you want Central Washington to win that ball game and Humboldt State to have another loss on their resume. Other game that's taking place tonight. Midwestern State will be at Eastern New Mexico. That's a game you root for Midwestern State and hope the Thunderwolves. But really, folks, if you really want to know what's got to happen, somehow Azusa Pacific's going to have to knock off Mesa. That's just the way I look at it when you crunch all these numbers. That's the way for the Thunderwolves to get into the playoffs if it's going to happen. As it is, Thunderwolves win it here today. They share the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference title. Officially the 6th time in the last 7 years. If you want to listen to John speak, 7 times in the last 7 years. On the field, they've won their 7th in a row. The paper shuffle, they got one taken away from them. Come back after this timeout. We'll give you some other scores from the big boys. We'll wrap things up, tell you where we're going to be next week. That all comes your way next. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
CSU-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back for the final time to the current configuration of Don Beebe Stadium here on the campus of Chadron State College in Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves win it 28-6. They're going to tear the place down starting Monday to start on work on a brand new stadium here, which will be ready for next fall. A couple high school games, scores to pass along. The Colts lead Montrose late 41-7. At least the last report I got, that game could have gone final by now. I'm not sure. Pueblo West was leading 42-3 late in the fourth quarter there as well. So Pueblo West will be in action at home next week, the way I understand it. South will have to travel. So East, of course, eliminated last night in that wild game against Erie. All right, here's what's going on around the nation here. A lot of scores. It's a huge day in college football today. Number 1, Georgia, trailing Auburn right now, 16-7 at halftime. Game taking place in Boulder. USC leads Colorado 14-0. That is midway through the second quarter. It's gone halftime. Wisconsin, after trailing early, now leads Iowa 17-7. Number 4, Clemson over Florida State. Halftime, 17-0 there. LSU's defeated Arkansas 33-10. That game has gone final. Ohio State creams Michigan State today, 48-3. Oklahoma State in a wild one comes from behind, defeats Iowa State 49-42. Central Florida over Connecticut 49-24. North Carolina State comes back with a late touchdown, defeats Boston College 17-14. Penn State over Rutgers 35-6. Georgia Tech defeats Virginia Tech 28-22. Other games in action tonight. The headliners: TCU is at Oklahoma. Notre Dame will be at Miami of Florida. Last night, Stanford defeated Washington 30-22. So, Thunderwolves football fans, you turn and watch the live stream tonight. See if Mesa does on the road against Azusa Pacific. If Azusa Pacific pulls off the upset, Thunderwolves have a definite chance. If not, Thunderwolves got to help a lot of dominoes fall their way and then hope for some strong arming in the committee come tomorrow morning. But we'll let you know as soon as we can and what the Thunderwolves' plans are for next week. One thing for sure we know is Wednesday night we'll have the John Riston Show for you, the Car Pros John Riston Show from the Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House, 6 o'clock. 6 to 7 right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Hope you can come on out and either celebrate the Thunderwolves' berth in the playoffs or celebrate another fine season where they have won the conference title. Either way, come on out and join us. Once again, the Car Pros John Riston Show at the Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House Wednesday night at 6. We'll have Broncos football for you tomorrow here on Fox Sports Pueblo. They take on the Patriots 4:05, I think it is, with the pregame show. Might be 4:30, one way or the other. We'll have it for you. So they take on the Patriots. As for our next broadcast of Thunderwolves anything, we don't know yet. We don't know about basketball. We don't know about football. We'll let you know down along the line. But special people to thank for our regular season, our final regular season broadcast of the year. Of course, Dax Larson and Sean Pooley. Dax Larson, of course, the Assistant Athletic Director in charge of Media Relations at CSU Pueblo's Assistant Sean Pooley. They'll be working tonight as the Thunderwolves basketball team, the men, are playing in action. Massari, go on out and check them out. They won big last night. They'll have a little stiffer test tonight at Massari Arena. The women are also in action. You can watch that on the live stream if you want. We remind you about the John Riston Show on Wednesday. We'll be there. Caitlin Norton's been our producer and engineer of Thunderwolves football all season long. We thank her for all of her hard work. If this is the last time, Caitlin, we've enjoyed it. If not, we'll see you on down the line somewhere. Also want to thank Joe Folda, the athletic director at CSU Pueblo, in his final road tilt in the regular season as the athletic director of CSU Pueblo. Enjoyed our relationship with Joe throughout the years, and we wish him good luck on his next adventure, which is probably fishing. and it'll be fun for him. But we thank him for all his hard work. My partner is Joe Cervi. We're going to jump in the car. We're going to be over at Fort Collins tonight. Watch CSU take on Boise State. We're looking forward to that one, to just watch a football game for a change. Till we talk to you on Wednesday night, for Joe Cervi, for Caitlin Norton, this is Jim Brooks bidding you good afternoon from Chadron, Nebraska.
This has been CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Catch all the action all season long right here on the home for all things CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves athletics. Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.